That's right, Paul. Morning, everybody. Ben and Woods. And Paul, 97.3 The Fan. I just said to Paulie, I go, hey, I can't hear any programming, Paul. And then I go, I'm sorry for using your name.
Damn.
You're like, damn, what did I do? It was like, and I didn't mean to say it rudely, but I said, I can't hear any program, Paul. And I go, I've never called you Paul ever in almost 8 years together. And I go, I know that sounded mean. I didn't mean it to.
But I call him Paul all the time.
You do. It's weird. I call him Paulie.
I said, shut up, Steven.
All right, Steven. Good morning.
There's your programming, Steven.
Here you go, you big diva. I guess it's important that you hear the show in your ear, Paul.
It was a little bit like your mom giving you the Paul Thomas Rindle.
It was a hard, a hard P, too. I was like, I can't hear any programming, Paul, with the P. I noticed last night, we'll get into it in a second. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Rindle, the executive producer of the program. He's Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. I noticed last night on the, I watched, we did the show Off the Air is a YouTube show that we do. We do it, once a month-ish? Yeah, every few weeks. I actually, if they were all that easy and fun, I would do them more. They're hard to come up with content, but I went back and watched it last night, and I wanted to hear how it sounded. And my peas are popping like a mother in that thing, and I don't know how to not get my peas to pop because I'm listening back to it. It's like the whole time. Is there a trick of the trade I'm missing?
Could be a microphone issue.
Yeah.
Got a setting that could be changed a little bit to soften your peas, but
my pea gets us all from time to time.
I don't know that
but it's usually as I get older,
pop as much as yours do. It could be the way you're saying the word as well.
It's the way that Paul. How like Paul Pounds. Never mind.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a peck pickled peppers. I can't do it. They just pop. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. So if you were watching Off the Air, now that I've put that in your head, you probably wouldn't have noticed. Now it's all you're going to hear is my peas popping, So somebody said put a sock over the mic. Yeah, that'll look cool. I'll do that. There is a mic sock over it, but still, maybe it's just I'm just bad at broadcasting. I will tell you, though, listening back to it, I thought it was really, really great. And I thought Major Garrett is one of the best guests you could ever have. He is so articulate. He is so intelligent. He tells such a great story.
He's great when we call him and just get his perspective on some Padres baseball. He's great when he comes in studio once or twice a year and hangs out for, a couple hours.
Yep.
But to peel the onion back a few layers and get a little bit deeper with Major Garrett, I learned so much from our conversation with him.
Yeah.
And there was so much to take away from that. I actually polled. It's less than a minute long.
Yeah.
If you have not watched it on YouTube, or it's also on our podcast feed, just the audio, this is just a little snippet of Major Garrett. He said something right before this clip starts about, I'm sitting on a couch and you guys have opened up a little bit already. Yep. Maybe I should open up a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about mental health, and he said, let me kind of give you a little insight. Now, this is amazing. It's a little
This is like
taste.
the 1 minute that stuck with me the most, I think.
So I had a very, very domineering father who I would never get in his face ever. I won't say I lived in terror of my father, but I was very intimidated by my father all the time. I'm named after my father.
Was it volume? Was it message? Was it?
He said a very explosive temper that would erupt unpredictably frequently.
Yeah.
And so there was a very eggshell quality to my childhood. So much so that my father was a big smoker. And this being the 60s and 70s, he had a Zippo lighter. And a Zippo lighter, for anyone who's been around one, has a very distinctive click.
Oh, yeah.
As a child, I learned at a very early age to read that click. Soft click, and my dad was pretty mellow. Snap, I knew that the volcano was anywhere around at any moment.
It's unbelievable.
Whew.
It's absolutely incredible.
Maybe it wasn't a Zippo lighter specifically, but I think I know I could relate to that. I think a lot of people could probably relate to that.
No question.
Whether it was the way your dad got home and put his keys on the table,
Bro,
or
yes,
how he closed the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like replace Zippo lighter with whatever it may have been. I think a lot of people could probably relate to that.
He was unbelievable. He really was. The way he tells the story, that imagery, I couldn't get out of my head either. You know, and you think about your own life and with your kids, and you go, what am I doing what's my Zippo click for my kids? You know, probably just when I walk in the door, they're like, oh God, look who's here. But it was really, he's amazing. And he made our job so much easier.
I sometimes, I don't know if you guys have this feeling when Major comes in or we have him on the program, it's confusion. Why does he enjoy our company so much?
Correct.
I know why we enjoy his company and his perspective, but I sometimes wonder, where's the other side of this? What's he getting out of this deal?
I know.
By coming in and spending time with us, because
it's not Major promotion. You don't ever feel used by Major. He's not in here to be like, I got to pump up a new book, fellas. Mind if I stop by? Like, he genuinely enjoys our company. When we played golf with him, he genuinely enjoyed our company. We tell him stories and he revels in these stories. Like, there's a bunch we told him off the air. And he was like this. No way. There's no way. I mean, he just is like, he really likes getting, you know, the stories and the rumors and everything else. Guy was spectacular. Just spectacular.
That could be the name of our member gold stream. That's off the air. Off the air. Where you get even more stories that don't even make the podcast version of Ben and
I mean,
Woods.
how deep could we go? Like, we keep drilling down. We're all nude, sitting in a circle, like telling the weirdest stories ever. There's no limit to what
Platinum
this
stream coming.
Whew, man, I'm telling you, it is. It's great. But you know, again, speaking of mental health, I wanted to let you guys know I'm getting one in. I promised that I would be doing my men's mental health group. The Work is what I call it, and I'm going to be doing it this Saturday, and we're going to do it at 11 a.m. and we're going to do it at the same place, the Lost Abbey Sanctuary up in San Alejo Hills. And I had to. You know, I had to keep my promise. I wanted to do at least one a month, and I was kind of sweating that I wasn't going to be able to get one in for the month of August. And at the last second, as I've been known to do from time to time, we're going to get one in. And again, it's called The Work. It's a group for men. Ladies, would love to include you. Can't do it. This is for men that have a hard time, you know, expressing themselves, have a hard time getting through life. It's just a place to come and talk, really, a non-judgmental ear. Guys that have been through a lot of the same stuff. If you're hesitant about it because it makes you feel, oh man, I feel weak. Don't worry. There's Marines in there. There are fire captains in there. There's some of the biggest badasses I have ever met in my entire life that also need help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to have a group that you can share with. So Saturday morning, 11 a.m., Lost Abbey Sanctuary, San Alejo Hills. We'll get it on. I'm not going to provide donuts for you. No coffee. This is as raw and just, it's an hour. We just sit around and we talk and we listen. So would love to see you guys there if you need it. If you don't, tell a friend.
I do feel like one of the best things you can do for your mental health is laugh.
100%.
Humor is always
the best medicine.
I think just it helps you feel better no matter what your situation is. And if we're lucky, occasionally we'll provide a laugh or two on this program if we have a really good show or a good day. But I thought the time that I laughed the most this week was a couple of days ago in the Rindle Report at the end of the show. Paulie, when he played the voice message from the dermatologist office. And it was right at the end of the show, so we didn't really have a chance to dive into it too much. But if you weren't listening, Paulie, can you bring back the clip and the story of that Rindle Report from a couple of days ago?
Yes. This was a TikTok that had gone viral, and it was a woman who just went to a simple dermatology appointment and went home, and the next day gets a voicemail from the office, and they just said, hey, she had it's called a bacteria called Pantoa bacteria, and they said it's not a big deal.
Dodgers wear?
That's Pantone.
Oh, not Pantoa.
And then the shampoo, that's shampoo, conditioner, and soap, is Pantene.
This is Pantoa, and it can cause skin infections. It actually does kind of sound like a Dodgers related. Yeah, skin infections, disgusting, repugnant. But it's actually not that.
It's called Pantoa 294, and it's absolutely one of the worst flesh-eating flesh rotting viruses.
Rancid,
You can get
gnarliest,
rancid, invasive,
diseases. Yeah, absolutely.
massively invasive and disgusting.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's
she got that. And so she just put out a TikTok and she goes, tell me if I'm crazy, and played the voicemail. And the part that gets everybody is when you are trying to spell something out over the phone, usually you'll say, A as in apple.
Yep.
Or, maybe you just
B as in
go
boy,
like,
A as in apple, B as in boy, C as in Charlie, D as in dog,
Right.
E as in echo,
N as in Nancy.
if you want to do
F
the
as in
military,
Frank.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie,
Sure.
Delta, Echo, whatever. Listen to this.
Hey, Haley. This is Kat with Babcock Dermatology.
Okay.
I was giving you a call to go over that bacteria culture that we did here in clinic the other day. So the bacteria came back, or the culture came back with a big bacteria called Pantoia species, and that is spelled P as in pork.
What? Listen. Girls in the background.
You can hear a girl going, pork.
Sorry. A as in apple, N as in new.
New. She's dying.
She is done.
I'm so sorry. Okay. T as in
Pork.
tree, O as in orange, E as in earth, A as in apple. And so Amanda wanted to know if you had a sulfa drug. Amanda wants to know if you had a sulfa drug allergy.
That's the end of the voice.
It's not. No, it's Babcock Dermatology, Lou. What's her name? Kat? She sounds nice. And I feel bad. If you screw that up, you need to immediately hit the stop. I need to redo this message. She's laughing
Pantoia
about this
species,
woman's.
And that is spelled P as in pork.
Pork. P as in pork.
You can almost hear her racking her brain. What's something that starts with P?
That moment of silence between the P as in.
What did I have for dinner last night?
And that is spelled P as in pork.
It's a solid 1.2 seconds.
Yes, which is a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
It's,
It's amazing. I loved it. I laughed so flipping hard.
well, and I started thinking, I was like, well, we have like Ben saying Petco pork.
P is in Petco pork.
Like, what if we had Ben? Let me see. Let me pull up Ben Petco pork. And I started thinking, I was like, what if we had Ben? I was like, we have so many drops from Ben over the years. What if I could do like an alphabet? Like all Ben kind of tells you if you have any struggles.
This is the new way.
Petco pork.
This is
P is in Petco pork.
So Ben calls. I want to tell you about this disgusting bacteria. P as in Petco pork. Okay.
We could do, let's see, D as in
Dang it.
D as in dang it.
And so I actually took some liberties yesterday, and I put together. It's like a little nursery rhyme alphabet song. If anybody needs some help out there, Ben Higgins right here can help you out.
You guys have been hiding this and squirreling it away from me. I have not heard it yet.
I was nearly in tears yesterday. I think I sent this to Ben as well.
I get to be surprised along with the tier ones. I can't wait.
Here it is. Ben's alphabet.
Ben's alphabet.
A as in all girls all the time. B as in butt cheeks. C as in champagne Hennessy. D as in dang it. E as in everybody loves a wiener. F as in female autoerotica. G as in ganja, aka cannabis. H as in hawk tua. I as in I'm so hot for her, I'm so hot for her. J as in jizzle.
Whoa!
K as in king gizzard. L as in loose cannabis. M as in
Oh my
N
God.
as in nudie magazines. O as in oh my god. P as in Petco pork. Q as in what is a quahog? R as in ram it down. S as in stink fist. T as in Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. Him and Steve Garvey were good friends. U as in Uranus. V as in Vogelsnatch. W as in weed gummies. X, like the drug. Y, as in
Yes.
Z, as in zoot suit.
Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
All-timer, man. Absolute Hall of Famer. Right there. Ben's alphabet. Hi, yes. No, I'll spell my name. It's Gary. G as in ganja, a.k.a. cannabis. A as in what?
All girls all the time.
Girls. Okay. G as in ganja, a.k.a. cannabis. A as in all girls all the time. R as in
Ram it down.
And Y
As in
Yes.
as in yes. Thank you so much. All I want to do now is spell words with this new alphabet play. I need them listed. I need all of it. It's the greatest. It's such a good bit. Hey,
Oh God.
I'm so. Did you do this? Was it your idea?
It was maybe a little bit of my
I'm
idea.
so
Paulie gets
proud of you
90%
guys.
The
I'm
credit
so
for execution.
Proud of you. It was such a home run. This is.
M, as in.
This is. You guys are. X like the drug.
X, like the drug.
Bro, that is. I mean, look, we're playing it at least 3 more times today. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's such a good
as
bit.
in. Oh my god.
Oh, it's legendary.
I tried to mix in some classic drops that we play all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Some
new ones.
dude, some were from like Ben Reed's raps that we did in 2019. Like I had some old drop, and the worst part was only picking 1 drop per letter.
Per letter. My favorite is S for stink fist. You know, S as in stink fist. Imagine making that phone call. Sir, could you spell your name? Sure, it's Steven. S is in stink fist. Is unreal.
T is in Tommy Lasorda.
T is in Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. He and Steve Garvey were good friends. She's like, excuse me? Excuse me. Yeah, Megan, since you guys were crying last night, Megan gets to see the behind the scenes before anybody.
I put the headphones on.
Dead.
I said I need about an hour.
I am
and
dead.
I put it together. I go, I think it's ready. Let me know. And
God,
she was
Dang
just,
it, that was good.
we were dying, dude.
Man, I think we all needed that laugh this morning. It was, lost yesterday. Didn't even mention it until 19 minutes into the show. I don't know why I'm not super upset about it. I wasn't.
It's a good team.
It was a really good team. And, listen, damn near came back and won, had opportunities. And yeah, there's a couple different ways you can look at yesterday's game. I'll say this. When we got down 4, I went, all right, that's church. I did. And I'm not gonna come in here and be like, oh man, the battle back. It was cool. It's nice to see your team fight back for sure. To lose 4-3, it felt like we lost like 7-4. You know what I mean? They felt like they dominated the game much more than we did. I think it's the home run, man. It's the slug. It's all of that. But I went back and looked at hits in the series. We hit the ball. We hit the ball this series. They just didn't go out of the yard and they didn't find the holes that we needed to. So I'm not freaking out. I will say this. It is time, Ben, to flip the switch. The switch has to be flipped, and it's got to be flipped right now because the Dodgers have flipped theirs.
But where is the question?
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about that for quite some time this morning as we are going all the way until 11 o'clock, including a roundtable today. We will set the menu for this program from now until 10 after a quick check of traffic with Kelly Danick here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Well, surprise, surprise, we've got some much needed rain hitting a good part of the county this morning. What we don't need are accidents to go along with that. And we've already had a few. Yeah, mostly spinouts on, you guessed it, transition ramps. Leave extra time for travel this morning, guys. You're going to need it. Got a stalled vehicle on southbound 805 right at the eastbound King Freeway connector. It's blocking the left lane of that transition. Also a crash that is partially blocking the transition eastbound King Freeway at the southbound 15 connector. On the coastline, southbound 5 before Loma Santa Fe, getting reports of a stalled car partially in that slow lane, and apparently it's blacked out. So please move over a couple lanes to the left, southbound 5. That is, again, right before Loma Santa Fe. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
T, as in Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. Him and Steve Garvey were good friends.
I like that you left the whole thing and not just Tommy Lasorda was a great manager.
By the way, we got to see Kelly Danick at the barbecue earlier this week. We don't see Kelly in person. We hear her voice just like you do every morning, but it was nice to see her in person. She told us a story, though. So when Kelly's out, we've had Sue Aller filling in recently. We've never met Sue. I'm not sure where she works out of, but she said Sue is the mother of triplets. And then went and had another one, like a year and a half later?
Yeah, like 2 years later.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
My wife, as you know, has been gone since Saturday morning. It is Thursday. I have 2 small children, 7 and 4. The pile of laundry that I have to fold when I get home, it looks like a hay bale. You know, like you see a hay bale on the back of a truck? Like the big rolls, not the little, like the square one, the big rolls of hay. I walked out this morning, I looked at it, and I went, how do I even going to attack this thing today?
Here's the sneaky, tricky part about it, because, I do laundry as well, but I got I'm big. It's a big basket of clothes, but I take one pair of pants out and okay, that was half of it.
That's half of it.
But with the kids,
it's tiny little
things. So you got a big thing. You've got 500 pieces of clothing.
Doo-doo stained underwear. You're like, this is the worst. This is the worst. And then is this Bose? Is this Taylor's? I have no idea, but I know. Here's the deal. I know I got to get it done today. That's what I need to do. I got the sheets in. You want to make sure you got a nice fresh bed when Mama gets home. So there's a lot to do. We have a round table today, don't forget. So it's going to set me back even another hour, but got to get it done.
A lot to get to this morning, including our Padres crap up. You actually came in later than me this morning because you've got the kids to deal with.
Yep.
And I came in and you said, "What are you doing?" And I was kind of deep in research, trying to figure out exactly, all right, what is the area where the Padres need to address here in the last couple of weeks? Not that there's anything overly wrong with the team, but if you're going to beat the Dodgers, you have to be buttoned up, as you said. Yeah. There's no margin for error. You're not 2 games behind with 27 games remaining or 28 games remaining in the season. There's not much margin for error at this point. So where can the Padres just button it up a little bit more? And I was doing some research this morning, so we'll get to that coming up with our highlights in our next segment. It is also Thursday, which means we've got some baseball guests for you, including in-season Sam Levitt. He's going to check in at 7:35 on the Padres off days. They get ready to open a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins tomorrow, and then Eno Saris with some smart baseball at 8:35 this morning. Also have our regular segments, Don't Do This, Real or Fake on a Throwback Thursday, and, of course, a Rindle Report, and Paulie will have some Throwback Thursday clips for us coming up later in the program today.
Just one today. It's one of our oldest. It was 7 years ago today, I think.
Wow. Old school.
It was the stomach noise.
Oh,
yes.
Before we even got to 97.3 The Fan.
It's the best day ever.
That was a good one.
Best day ever.
All right, so we'll get to all that, and then a round table at 10 o'clock with our colleagues over in the sound space. So you got lots to get to. We will start, though, with our Padres crap up in our next segment. They fall to the Mariners 4-3, dropping the series yesterday in Seattle. Coming up next year with Ben, Woods, and Paul on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But first, gang, let me tell you quickly, get the show started off on the right foot. Man, pretty amazing stuff going on at Sedano Ford and Lincoln in La Mesa. Amazing Labor Day savings all month long. You got $1, get a truck. Lease the all-electric 2025 Ford Lightning, just $1 down, $349 a month. Quiet, quick, and built Ford tough to handle your work days, your weekends, everything in between. Or you can take that same dollar bill, right? Go in and get the all-electric 2025 Mustang Mach-E Select, $310 a month. Modern muscle meets 0 gas stops. That's pretty fantastic. And if you've been waiting for a luxury upgrade, this is it. The Lincoln Corsair, just $449 a month. Comfort, class, and confidence in every drive. Labor Day is about hard work. You guys work hard. Your reward is waiting for you at Sedano Ford and Lincoln in La Mesa. Great time to get in the car or truck of your dreams. Go see them today or check out SedanoFord.com to lock in these Labor Day savings. Tell them Woodsy sent you. Last I want to congratulate Manny Sedano and the opening of the new Chevy dealership in Santee. That will be tomorrow. My man can get you covered. Anything you need. More details can be found at Sedano Ford or SedanoLincoln.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
feel like we've gotten to the point where when Mike Schilt lineup is released, you get very interested to see what it looks like every morning.
Big time.
Or afternoon. And yesterday, when Mike Schilt released his lineup and Luis Arraez was not in it, well, I saw a lot of reaction from Padres fans on social media. Now, according to the skipper, after the game, sounds like it was simply a day off for a guy who had played 42 of the previous 43 games.
He was due for a day off.
And was slumping, hitting about 215 over the last stretch of baseball, and just a guy who needed a day off. And with a day off today, gets him 2 straight days off. Just made a lot of sense. They had Jose Iglesias out there to get his first start in a week. Yes, it was against a right-hander, but a tough righty, was good against both righties and lefties. Brian Wu is a really, really good pitcher.
So Surfers in the chat, Surfers Rule All says, Don and Mud were gushing about Wu too much for my liking. I love those guys. I'm sure he's a dog, but come on. Surfers Rule All, I don't want to piss you off, but I literally came here to gush about Brian Wu. My God, is he special. He is special. And they were talking, Jesse was talking about it too with Tony, how the Mariners developed their pitch. I mean, look who they've developed. Their rotation is absolutely incredible. George Kirby, Brian Wu, the list goes on and on. Castillo, I know he was a pickup for them a couple of years ago. They've made him better. They've made him more consistent. They're right next door to us in Peoria. Any chance we could collab on a deal here, and we can help you with this. If you can help us with this, what is your program? How is it working? Because they are spectacular at what they do. And Brian Wu, what a delightful guy to watch pitch, as long as he's not pitching against your team. His stuff is unbelievable, Ben. And Tony made a really good point. He said you can go up there with a plan on Brian Wu to ambush that first heater you see. And his fastball was what, 97, 98?
Gets one of the worst batting averages against fastball,
which is bananas.
In all of baseball.
So you can go up with the plan, I'm going to ambush this dude. He's going to throw me a heater. I'm going to ambush him. His fastball moves so much, it misses so many barrels that even the ambush plan doesn't really work unless he makes a horrific mistake. And he doesn't make a lot of them. He's really, really an elite pitcher. I was not kicking myself yesterday after this L. I just wasn't.
Which is also why you can't read too much into the production you got from Ramon Laureano, who replaced Luis Arraez in the two hole. And I think there were a lot of Padres fans who were really hoping, all right, now this is what I wanted to see. I hope it clicks today. I want to see the offense just explode with Ramon Laureano moving from the 7 slot to the 2 slot. And of course, it didn't happen. I think Brian Wu had a lot to do with the fact that, Ramon Laureano went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in the 2 slot, but it's you're not getting any evidence that the Padres are a better team when Luis Arraez is out of the lineup or lower in the lineup, because they could not produce offensively. But it's just one game, and obviously the Padres are playing one of the tougher pitchers in baseball, an all-star who had an amazing streak going into that game. 25 consecutive starts of at least 6 innings with 2 or fewer walks. Now, he only walked 1, but the Padres did get him out before the end of the 6th inning as they forced a pitching change with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. So 5 2/3. He was not pissed. He was not happy about coming out of that game when Dan Wilson came out of the Mariners dugout. Probably even less happy when Spire, the reliever, hit Jake Cronenworth to force in another run that was charged to him.
Yep.
But he did end up getting out of the jam, striking out a slumping Freddie Fermin, who is going to get today off, obviously, and will likely get tomorrow off as well, since Nick Pivetta is pitching and Elias Diaz has caught all the Nick Pivetta starts. So sounds like Fermin, who has been so good for the Padres, but I think it's like 3 for his last around 30, has been used a lot. He's had more innings behind the plate in August than any other catcher other than JT Realmuto. So he's been used a ton and not used to it. He's used to being the backup to Salvador Perez. So it's possible some fatigue issues are creeping in for Freddie Fermin. Get him a couple of days off here and hopefully get him strong going into September to start the last stretch of the season.
Yeah, he's cooled off a lot, certainly. Kind of yanked that throw. Listen, it's going to happen. It's the dog days, right? So it's the dog days. He's here. He's been great. He's been fine since he got here. I'm way more comfortable because you have to play it forward of, okay, what was the alternative? Well, the alternative was Martin Maldonado. And is everybody happy? Like, we can live with a couple of bad games from Freddie Fermin, as opposed to running out Maldonado and Diaz, on a daily basis.
Still have more good games than bad games.
100%.
Since
So
he's been here.
Absolutely fine with him. We rest today and we ride starting tomorrow.
So that's the lineup talk. Let's get into the actual game. Got all the highlights with Jesse coming up right after a check traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Definitely leave extra time for travel this morning, guys. Wet roadways causing numerous spin-outs. Case in point, northbound 163 at the North 805 connector. There's a car facing the wrong way in the fast lane and a van over to the right shoulder. Northbound 15 before Claremont Mesa Boulevard. Stall car in the center divide. We've also got a stall partially blocking the transition south 805 to the eastbound King Freeway. Before you hit the beach, the mountains, or even the 5 this Labor Day weekend, be road trip ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Stay in your car while they change your oil and check your tires, battery, and fluids. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
Oh, a shame indeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
What the heck happened?
Are you kidding me?
Can't even believe it.
It's the Padres
Crap up.
presented by Hamul Casino. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
Darvish delivers and a curveball hit in the air to right center field, and Fernando not going to get there. Dumps down in front of him. Raley trying for 2. The throw is not in time. Suarez scores, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead as Luke Raley continues to find success against Yu Darvish. And the pitch to Suarez, hit in the air, high and deep to left center field. Sheets is back. He is at the wall. It's going to go. Another 3-run homer. Suarez had one in the 5th inning yesterday. He's got one in the 4th inning here today. And the Mariners now lead 4-0. Gavin swings, grounds it underneath the Wu's glove into center field and a base hit. Laureano will be waived. He comes in to score, and the Padres are on the board thanks to Gavin Cheat's second hit of the day. It's 4-1. First pitch, Jake tries to drag a bunt. I think it hit him, and now they got to appeal to see if he offered. They check it to base, and he did not, and that's a hit by pitch to get another run home. Tried to drag bunt, and the run will score. And Fernando swings, hits it on a line to right center field. Long run, not going to get there. Bounces down beyond Robles and Rodriguez. Cronenworth in to score. It's an RBI double, and now a 1-run game here in the 9th. 0-1 to Laureano. Here's the pitch. And Ramon swings, hits it on the ground to third base. Gobbled up by Suarez. Throw to first is just in time, and the ball game is over. Mariners take 2 out of 3, and they were all tight. They were all tense. But it's Seattle winning the series, and the Padres come up just shy in their 9th inning rally as Munoz is able to close the door and end the day. Final score again, Seattle 4, San Diego 3.
2 really good teams. They just went toe-to-toe, and some big swings with the determination on both sides of it, quite frankly. And, but man, hard fought. I love this team so much, the way they compete, the way they're getting after it. Went toe-to-toe, and outside of one big swing, felt like we played a really good baseball game.
I agree. I don't know how you could listen to that and not agree. They lost by 1 run, one of the best pitchers in baseball. You did lose the series. I'll be honest with you, with who we were going up against, I legitimately was like, I'm glad we won 1 on the road. I really am. And what do they call the field up there now?
T-Mobile Park.
When did T-Mobile Park turn into Coors Field? It's a home run suppressing park for the most part.
I think it was the temperatures getting unseasonably warm in the 80s. It was this week in Seattle that probably helped the ball carry a little bit more. But ultimately, when the Padres fell behind 4-0, I saw a lot of doomers going, game over. I actually felt the other way. I felt pretty confident that the Padres would come back and have a chance, because that's what they do. They have a resiliency about them that they do not roll over and play dead even when they get down early. And I didn't know if they'd win, but I felt pretty sure at some point they'd have like the tying run at the plate, which they got in the sixth inning. They had the tying run on second base in the ninth inning after Fernando Tatis Jr.'s actually on third base. He stole third. So on the last pitch of the game, they had the tying run 90 feet away from tying it up with a very good, dangerous batter at the plate. Really all you can ask when you fall behind 4-0 on the road. The question is, and what I was doing when you arrived this morning, a little bit of research, was trying to figure out what really is going on pitching-wise for the San Diego Padres. I saw the comment in the chat here, Car Zombie Eatery. Good morning, Car Zombie Eatery.
C is for Car Zombie Eatery.
Pod starting pitching as a whole is just not in a good state. Thus, it is not playoff ready, in my opinion. All right, let's analyze that statement, because I think there's definitely a feeling that the starting pitching has been the weak link. And now the Padres have had a pretty good month. I was able to go back the last 21 games, just that's as far as I could go this morning. And the Padres have played well. They're 13-8 in those 21 games, but the starting pitching during those games, you remember the Dodgers series falling behind early in some of those games, there has been a theme where starters seemingly have put the Padres in bad positions.
There's
in some
too much
of those
Jekyll
games.
and Hyde right now with the pitching.
So
starting, well, yeah,
starters.
yeah. Starters.
So here's the weird thing, because as I went back and did this research over those last 21 games, the Padres starting pitchers have only given up 131 hits, or Padres pitching as a whole has only given up 131 hits. Padres hitters 180 hits, so they're massively out hitting their opponents. There hasn't been a game in the last 21 that the Padres have given up more than 10 hits, and that's only happened 3 times. So from an offensive suppression standpoint, the Padres pitching top to bottom has been really good. There's a ton of giving up 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 4 hits, 6 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits. It's hard for the other teams to put together a rally against the San Diego Padres, but in that same time, opposing hitters have hit 29 home runs against the Padres against just 21 that the Padres have hit. So they've been out homered.
Big fly.
So that means
29 against what?
21 for the Padres. So that means
how did we hit 21?
That means
I thought it was 4.
That means 1 out of every 9 hits the Padres get are home runs in this last 21. 1 out of every 4.5 hits that opposing teams get leave the yard.
That's crazy, man. And they're following a single or a hit batter or a walk.
So
it's
almost impossible to get a hit against the Padres, but when you do,
it's a big one.
It's probably going to leave the yard. How do you fix that?
That's what scares me.
How do you fix that?
That's what scares me to death in the postseason.
Because you're pitching really good. You're giving up almost nothing, but when you do, you're giving it up big. What do you tell a pitcher? Like, okay, keep doing everything you're doing except that one pitch where you gave up the 3-run homer. Don't throw that one, because that was what happened to you, Darvish, yesterday. He pitched very, very well, except that one pitch that he gave up a 3-run home run.
It's a good point from David in the chat. David J says 8 of our homers were in 2 games. Yeah, that's exactly right. So take, you do a little math with that. That would be 13 homers in the other
19
games. So yeah, I mean, you're not hitting it, and they are, and therein lies the difference.
But you're out hitting them massively in all the other doubles, triples, singles. You're out hitting the other team massively, but they're staying in games and winning games based on that one big swing over and over. Now, the Seattle Mariners have home run hitters. They have a 50 home run hitter. They have a 40 home run hitter. They have 20 all over their lineup.
Somebody tweeted yesterday, I think it was Ryan. He tweeted, I can't imagine what the Padres would look like with 91 combined home runs between their catcher and their third baseman. And I went, that is such a staggering number between those guys. What a great pickup for Seattle. Eugenio, we seemingly got him back on track, hitting damn near a homer every
5
game.
5 homers against the Padres this season. He's following the Padres around just to torture them,
just to hit bombs off them. Just for whatever reason, just sees them better than he sees anybody else. So yeah, man, I think, look, you got to call it what it is too. Luis Arraez got a day off yesterday. Manny Machado, I know he takes a lot of pride in playing every single game, and he's going to get the day off today, as they all will. But he's looked horrific lately. Horrific. He's back to he's back to offering at those pitches that he was so good not offering at earlier in the season, Benny. And again, I don't know if it's the grind, I don't know if it's the dog days, whatever it is, but Manny needs to play better. He's got to. I mean, as Manny goes, we go. And you won one game in that series. So this road trip is going to be a 6-gamer. We need to win. You got to have a 500 road trip. You got to find a way to take 2 or 3 from the Minnesota Twins.
At this point, against the teams like the Twins who are out of it, absolutely 2 out of 3 is a minimum. And you need to sweep a couple of these series.
No doubt.
Twins, Orioles, Rockies are the next 3 series. Yep. Next 9 games. I would be very disappointed if you didn't sweep at least one of those series and win the other 2. So that's 7-2 is, I think, what the Padres need to be targeting over the next 9 games. Now, here's the problem. That's not necessarily going to gain you any ground on the Dodgers, because the Dodgers play their next games against the Diamondbacks and the Pirates. And now it looks like they will miss Paul Skeens in that
Does
series.
anything ever go wrong for them, I wonder? Anything. They get Kike back. He's like turned into the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. I put it on for 2 seconds yesterday. We were having dinner at Chick-fil-A. I wanted to see the score. I'm like, oh, Reds are leading. Oh, bases are loaded. Oh, Kike's up. Base hit. And it's just like, here comes the onslaught. So yeah, they're getting Muncy back. They got Kike back. They're rounding into form. They have flipped the switch for September. You cannot expect them to falter. You just can't, especially with the starting pitching that they have. I think, again, their weakness potentially still is the bullpen, but they're going to be riding, Ben, once they get to, again, assuming the season ended today and the playoffs start. This will be interesting. I was talking to my buddy Delaney, who's a huge Dodger fan, last night at baseball practice, and he goes, all right, so it's clear what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to ask Dylan Cease, Nick Pivetta, Michael King to give you 4 great innings, going to try to score some runs, and then you're going to lean on your super pen. We, the Dodgers, honestly, for the first time in a long time, it will be really interesting to see how Dave needs to ride Snell for 6 or 7. Needs to ride Glasnow for 6 or 7. Needs to ride Shohei for maybe 6. He went 5 last night. Needs to ride who's the other stud that I'm missing from the Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, yeah.
Needs to ride those guys for 6 and 7 innings. It's going to be a different philosophy.
Just lost Alex Vezia to the injured list yesterday.
But they got Kopech coming back. He has not looked good in his rehab stints. But hey, listen, there's an ability that team has up north to flip it on, and it looks like they have. Just that's 4 in a row for them. You can't count on them to lose games. You can only win the games in front of you.
Padres are going 1-5 against
Kershaw. My God,
Mariners this season.
They're 5 deep.
And Kevin Acee pointed out in his newsletter this morning, Padres remain the only playoff contender that has a losing record now against over 500 teams.
Damn it. That doesn't bode well.
Which doesn't necessarily bode well. But he points out that most of those series came in April and May. And half of those games came with pitchers on the mound that will not be starting for you in the postseason. And they've won 4 of their last 6 series against playoff teams. So it's definitely trending in the right direction. But the Mariners they own the San Diego Padres. They've owned the Padres for the last 3 or 4 seasons. Just not good matchups against their pitchers. And the hitters of the Mariners seem to do some damage against the Padres pitching staff. Yeah, the good problem to have would be is if you had to meet that team in the World Series, because that's the only time you'd have to face them again. And you'll cross that bridge when you come to it and try to figure out a different way to attack their pitching staff and attack their hitters if you do get to a postseason best-of-7 World Series. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about the Seattle Mariners again until next year when you face them 6 more times. The bad natural rival, though, for the San Diego Padres right now.
Very terrible.
One quick question about yesterday's game. The second inning when the Mariners scored their first run off Yu Darvish. Luke Raley had a 2-out, fairly softly hit. I think it was like 83 miles an hour off the bat, fly ball to right center field. But it was so far away from both Ramon Laureano and Fernando Tatis Jr. that it just fell in for an RBI double. Yeah. And you saw Yu's reaction. Like, he looked mad, like he was looking out in the outfield.
He said, what the F was that?
Any thoughts? Because there's no way either of those guys could have got to that ball. I mean, Fernando was sprinting all out, couldn't get there. Ramon Laureano was far away from it. And
was it Was it that it was a double and it dropped in front? Is that why?
I don't think so.
Was it? Maybe he was pissed about his.
Rayleigh's not. I mean, he's not fast, but he's not super slow. And
maybe he was mad. He made a good pitch and he blooped it out.
Maybe.
What the f was that?
I thought maybe was the positioning off? Like
yeah,
he
maybe.
expected one of them to be closer to that gap or where the ball was going to be. I just wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
And then the fourth inning when he gave up the home run, it was a bad pitch to Eugenio Suarez.
You can't throw that pitch to him. You just can't.
And as you said after the game, I know I keep saying this, but I felt like one bad pitch, and otherwise I felt like I had a pretty good outing. I mean, he's had 2 good outings in his last 4, and he's had 2 outings where he's pitched okay, but gave up a big moment that cost him pretty big in losses for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Those will be magnified once you get to the postseason because you can't give up those big moments.
They're just going to have to watch these guys so closely. I mean, I can't even imagine knowing when to
see, that's the thing. Like with Dylan Cease, you watch him closely and you go, yeah, it looks really great.
And then he doesn't.
We're down 4 now.
Yeah.
It's like you don't give you time. Darvish, he didn't give you time. It was quick. It was single, walk, home run. It's like, but before that, it looked really good.
You can't pull him right after the single. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work that way.
All right. How did the Padres fare in the standings? We know they lost a game to the Dodgers. We'll take a look at the rest of the playoff chase and give away some Padres Orioles tickets coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Well, Padres may have lost, but they are a day closer to making the playoffs since the Cincinnati Reds also lost, which means Padres remain 7 games ahead of the Reds for the final playoff spot.
What's Fangraphs telling us this
Still
morning?
99.5.
Still 99.5?
Yeah,
okay.
Still 99.5 despite the loss. Didn't
feel pretty good about it,
didn't
guys?
fall any of their chances. Feel pretty good about that. Now, the Mets did gain a game on the Padres yesterday by completing their sweep of the Philadelphia Phillies. What a turnaround that was in the National League East this week, as the Mets have now won 10 straight at Citi Field over the Phillies. Nolan McLean, who is one of the Mets' young starters they called up, went 8 innings, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, no runs. He is the first Mets pitcher in team history to ever win his first 3 starts. He's now 3-0, as the Phillies now have been passed by the LA Dodgers, who now hold the number 2 seed, which is in a way good, because now the Padres, if they chase down the Dodgers, that means they will also be chasing down the Phillies at the same time. They haven't lost any ground to the Phillies. They actually picked up a game over this series.
Where are we at now?
We are still a game and a half behind the Phillies.
We want
2
again,
games behind the
clarify it
Dodgers.
again for them, not me.
Right.
Clarify it again for exactly what we want and
So
what we need to be at home.
The top 2 division winners get the byes in the first round of the playoffs. Right now, that would be the Milwaukee Brewers,
and the Dodgers,
who lost to the Giants yesterday, but they're well ahead, and the Dodgers now, who are the number 2 seed after their 5-1 win over the Cincinnati
It had been
Reds.
the Phillies, right?
It had been the Phillies.
been.
The Phillies now would be the 3 seed. They would host the 6-seeded Mets in a wild card series if the playoffs started today. Now, that wouldn't be at Citi Field. It would be in Philadelphia, while the Cubs, who are the top wild card team, the 4th seed, would host the San Diego Padres.
They get the home series. Okay.
The Padres did not lose any ground to the Cubs, who lost again yesterday to the Giants 12-3. Rafael Devers hit a pair of home runs. So Padres are still well within striking distance of both the Dodgers, the Cubs, hosting a first-round playoff series.
Okay.
But at this point, they're right now as the number 5 seed, comfortably in the playoffs, but would have to go out on the road, would have to play every single series. It's just that's the toughest road to the World Series, where you start as a wild card team on the road. So you got to win a road series 2 out of 3. Then you start the division series on the road with probably, 1 or 2 of your starting pitchers already been burned in the first series.
Right.
So you have to go with your number 3 or number 4 starter in game 1 against a team that is resting their aces for your entire series. And you'd play 3 of those 5 games on the road. So that's the toughest path to a championship as a 5 or 6 seed, where you have to start on the road, which is why Padres need to play well here over these final 28 games to at least get by the Cubs so you can host that first round series.
Yeah, playing like if you didn't think the San Diego Padres were going to be a wild card team at best this year, fine, right? Like I don't want to resign myself to that fact. With 28 games, that's a lot of baseball left to play. Anything can happen, certainly, but at a bare minimum, with a record of, as of today, 43-22 at Petco Park, it is imperative that you host that series. You have to host that series. You got to get it at Petco.
Feels like it.
I mean, look, we said 99.5%. I mean, it's looking pretty good.
It's looking
you're
great.
going to get into the dance.
You will be in the dance.
I've seen some crazy things in my last couple of years.
Never seen anything like that, but
haven't seen anything like that. You think you feel pretty good about the Padres getting into the dance. But that does not mean you take your foot off the gas even a little bit.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, even as a fan,
until you lock up a first round bye, or at the very least, the Dodgers and the Brewers lock up the bye, you have to lock in the 3 or 4 seed and get the home field.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't think that you can look at it right now and be like, guys, I mean, what's the goal every year? The goal is to make the playoffs. You're right. It's absolutely, because in the dance, anything can happen. We know it. We know the crapshoot mentality of playoff teams. You know that it's really hard to predict who's going to win, who's not, who's hot at the right time. That being said, it's not good enough, I don't think, just to say, well, we made the playoffs, man. We're 99.5. You should be happy with that. Getting to the ability to play at Petco Park, such a massive home field advantage. It has nothing to do with us, we want to go down, and I'd rather be in the studio than be out at some bar at 6 a.m. Trust me.
I know nobody on this show would ever be like, hey, if you went back to, February when half the roster wasn't put together and you said, hey, this team's going to be a playoff team in September, you'd feel pretty good about
comfortably in the playoffs
I'm
in
not
September. I know. We would all have taken
That's
it.
right.
Of course.
Like it's a true statement.
But
the goal line changes.
The bar is higher
It
now.
moves.
The bar is higher, and it should be higher after the moves they've made and the prospects they gave up to address their needs at the trade deadline,
Get
which
your
they
ass at
did. You have raised the bar on expectations, and it's no longer. I don't want to say it's not good enough to get into the playoffs, because in 2022, Padres got into the playoffs. They were the road team. They beat the Mets 2 out of 3 in New York.
Yep.
They were the road team against the Dodgers, beat the Dodgers in 4 games in that best-of-5 series. And then they actually had home field advantage, if you'll remember, against the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Championship Series, because the Phillies were the 6th seed.
That's right.
And they lost in 5 games in that series.
Correct.
So doesn't always make complete sense in terms of home field advantage in the postseason. You can advance. The Arizona Diamondbacks did it a couple of years ago. They were the road team all the way through.
The whole way through.
And made it all the way to the World Series as a lower seed. So it can be done, but let's not pretend it's not easier to do it at home. It's not easier to do it with a bye in the first round. It is. It is absolutely an advantage to finish as high as you possibly can in the playoff standings once you're already in.
Yeah,
so there's
agreed.
no reason to ever take your foot off the gas over this last month of the season.
So now we're watching what the Cubs are going to be doing. Who do they have next? They've got San Francisco in San Francisco.
They're finishing a 4-game series today, I believe.
The Phillies get home. They're going to take on the Braves. The Braves will be activating Chris Sale this weekend. Dodgers playing at home against Arizona. Wait.
Correct. Arizona and then Pittsburgh. So those are the next 2 opponents for the Dodgers.
Brewers are just they're set.
They lost to the Diamondbacks yesterday, but they're well ahead and should be comfortably a number 1 seed unless something goes incredibly wrong. I think I was frustrated. I knew the Padres, had a tough series against the Mariners. I was hoping they would take 2 out of 3. And I was hoping that if they took 2 out of 3, there was a chance they might actually gain a game on the Dodgers, because I know the Reds have been a very consistent team all season long, have a ton to play for. Like, that was a must-win series for the Reds for their playoff chances, and they had not been swept. They were the only team left in baseball that hadn't been swept in a single series all year long. So you're probably good for at least 1 from the Cincinnati Reds. And they get swept by the LA Dodgers.
I'm just not sure karma exists at all. I just really am not. I'm not. So, listen, all you got to do is, not all you got to do, but start winning the games in front of you, start winning these series. And like you said earlier, Benny, it is imperative, I think, that you sweep some of these lesser teams. Sweep them. Like, don't let them get off the mat at all. Exert your will over them. But it's going to be a tough road to win the division at this point. You can do it. They made up 9 games in a month before. 9 games, but
now you need 3.
You need 3
in 1 month.
Yeah. So it's not impossible, certainly. It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Obviously, number 1, but number 2, how the team decides to handle it, how they decide to go after it, how aggressive they need to be. We've got more off days built in the next 28 days too,
all
as
but
well.
1 week.
All but
it
1
includes
week.
an off day the rest of the way, which is definitely a positive for a team that has had some long stretches here.
Yep. This
And
was one.
There's a couple of guys who look like they could use a day. Manny Machado's one of them.
Yeah.
He's played every game this season. He'll take today off. I'd be surprised if he takes any more days off. He wants to be out there every single day, but having a full reset here. The whole afternoon off yesterday, flight to Minnesota, probably got in, not early, but, probably 8 or 9 o'clock. So you had the night, you'll have all day today, and then you'll have most of the day tomorrow for a night game, 5:10 here, 7:10 in Minnesota. This is a good chance for the team to kind of just chill, relax.
Walk the Mall of America.
You got some guys who were banged up. I mean, Xander Bogaerts needed more imaging again after another foul ball off his leg. He's just self-inflicted foul ball wounds this last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
those pretty dramatic for Xander.
Those sinkers in on the hands that you foul right down in your foot. It can't be good.
Jake's taking a few.
Is there a possibility of maybe putting some sort of guard on your foot at some point after at least 3 to 5 times a week, driving a baseball down into your ankle, your calf, your shin, the top of your foot? I got to put something on at this point because we need Xander for the long haul.
I think Jake Cronenworth should wear just a big arm sleeve.
Correct.
He's
got one.
He's got like an elbow and a hand.
They always seem to miss it though.
Right. He needs his whole arm just needs to be covered.
Shohei wears that one that goes from his shoulder all the way down, and his batting gloves. Have you seen them? They got the big thick pads on the back of the hand. I'm like, what's stopping? Oh, you're uncomfortable. You know what's more uncomfortable? Driving baseballs off your inner foot.
When I saw that happen yesterday, and I thought, all right, I pretty much of all the baseball watching that I do over the course of the season, the Padres make up 98%.
Yep.
I'm mostly watching Padres baseball. So I don't know that it's a Padres thing or if it's just a baseball thing. It feels like the Padres in particular 2 or 3 times a game are fouling one off their foot and hitting the dirt
all the time.
I'm like, is every team dealing with this?
Yes, they are. They absolutely are.
They gotta fix that.
I don't know how you fix it.
I don't know how you do
other
either.
than stop swinging at sinkers in on your hands. But
Right.
I mean, other than that,
I feel like
it's never going to happen.
Twice a game, I look up. I'll be on my phone. I look up and I'm like, oh God, Xander's down again.
Yeah,
Crony's down again. Manny's down again.
How about that shot to Laureano's back yesterday at 96 or whatever? Oh my God, takes your breath away. Imagine getting hit by 96 square in the back.
They did do an updated status of Laureano after the game. Said it's pretty much going to be a pain tolerance soreness issue, not any damage necessarily, but with a day off, he's
a little ouchie. He's a DAWG, dude. That guy, you think he's just sit out because he got hit in the back? No.
And it's nice that the Padres do have the day off today for all of those guys because they definitely need it here. Now you got to take advantage. Again, as we said, losing teams in the next 3 series. Padres are 27 games above 500 against losing teams this year.
Got to keep it rolling.
They've been not only taking care of business, they've been dominating against these teams. You have to keep that going. If you don't do that, then you won't have any chance of catching the Dodgers. But if you keep dominating the teams that you should be dominating, then you definitely, you don't need the Dodgers to hugely stumble. You just need them to stumble a tiny bit, and you could catch up pretty quickly if you continue to dominate. But it's going to require I think I said it earlier this week, you're going to need a 7-game winning streak at some point.
Yeah,
that's not an easy thing to do, even against bad teams. You can't really have that off day. You can't have that day where the other team's, ace pitcher just happens to dominate. You need to find a way to win that game instead of going 5-2 or 6-1. At some point, you're going to need to go 7-0, and that's the only way I think at this point you're going to gain some ground on the Dodgers. Because I look at them, they're not going to go through a 2-8 stretch at any point.
I don't think so anymore.
I really would be shocked.
Their offense seems to have figured it out, and they're getting contributions 1 through 9 again, and it's what makes them dangerous. And again, the elite starting pitching that they have, I don't see it crumbling. Injury could always rear its head with that franchise. That they've had tons of guys on the IL. I think some of it, Ben, was orchestrated. I do this year, but again, until MLB cracks down on things like that, they're going to continue to exploit that, and they should. That's an advantage that they had with massive depth. You could say, hey, your hammy's tight. It's not. No, it is. It's tight. And we're not going to need you to throw these starts here in July. We're going to bring you back in August and September and get you ready for the stretch run. So not breaking any rules per se, but they've manipulated the system pretty well this year, as they usually do. And now look at their starting rotation going into September. It's disgusting.
Finally, I want to talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. briefly. I think he looks really good at the plate right now. Went 2 for 5 yesterday.
It's
RBI
Fernando
double.
Tatis Jr.
Didn't go deep again, after he hit the home run.
Close.
But he certainly was driving the ball. He's reached base multiple times, 31 of his past 51 games, 16 doubles, tied for 4th in that span in major leagues, 407 on base percentage, 5th highest in Major League Baseball since June 29th. And those are elite numbers. The only thing that has been missing
is pop.
Has been home run pop.
Pop.
I mean, yeah,
double
pop is there. Line drives are there. Walking is there. Scoring runs is there. It's simply the home run pop that we have not seen, other than the one swing the other day to center field. I don't know that you want him to change anything at this point.
Don't change it.
I know we were kind of saying, hey, we got to find that. At this point, I just say, just keep doing what you're doing,
Please.
Fernando.
Please.
And
And it's going to be interesting. My guess is Louis is going to be right back in the 2 tomorrow against Zebby Matthews, who is a young up-and-comer for the Minnesota Twins. Bit uneven as a starting pitcher. Nestor Cortez will go for the Padres, hoping to build off his brilliant.
Was it Nestor tomorrow, not Pavetta tomorrow?
That's what I got.
Okay.
And then I got Pavetta Saturday against Mick Abel. And then no starting pitcher listed for the Padres yet. Again, you win the first 2 games of that series, you're like, okay, you're going to have to go with Randy Vasquez or bullpen day. Maybe you could call up Kyle Hart, right? None of these are really blow your hair back, but if
you bring a Kyle Hart or whoever, Randy Vasquez, you bring him on the taxi squad or whatever, bring him with you and win those first 2.
If you win the first 2, you're like, great, let's see what Kyle Hart can give us today.
But you also really feel like you'll need to win that game as well, because Dodgers will probably win their next 2 against the Diamondbacks.
I mean, look, if you say you won the first 2 and you're throwing Randy Vasquez in game 3, I'm not saying that's a punt.
That's not a punt. Randy has kept us in damn near every game he's pitched.
And the bullpen will be fresh going into that series because even though it was a 1-run game yesterday, Mike Schultz didn't really chase. And we saw Alec Jacob, who will probably be sent back to the minors at some point. We saw Yuki, we saw Wandy, and we saw David Morgan.
And, the bullpen gave up what? 1 inherited run for you, Darvish?
None. You gave up all 4.
You gave up all 4 in his
home.
home. Why did I have people texting me? They were so mad that we went to Wandy and Yuki.
The bullpen was perfect. 4 innings. They gave a couple hits.
No, there was 1. There was Matsui gave up 1 of Yu's runs.
Not true.
Are you sure?
100% true. When
Eugenio
Suarez hit the 3-run home run off you, Darvish,
that was
4-0.
That made it 4-0.
There was no more runs the rest of the game.
You're right.
No way the bullpen gave up anything.
You're right. So those guys did a great job.
They did.
What were we complaining about?
They did. Little danced around a little trouble a couple of times, but 4 shutout innings from the Padres bullpen without any of the top 5 guys.
They held it down.
Being used in the game. So they will be fresh, rested with an extra day off going into this series, a fully operational Death Star to face the Minnesota Twins this weekend, which is a good place to start, at least, the series in Minnesota. And then we'll see where the Padres go after that first game. All right, we are going to give away some tickets again. Padres-Orioles game coming up on Tuesday, September 2nd. It is the Manny Machado City Connect basketball jersey night. The first 40,000 fans in attendance are going to receive that spectacular Manny Machado giveaway. You can get your tickets at Padres.com/tickets, or you can win them right now. And as we've been doing all week, we're rewarding people who listen and pay attention.
People are calling in right now. And they don't even know what the
bid is.
Can't do that.
So here's your question. You're going to call in at 833-288-0973. First correct answer. Were you listening this morning when Paulie played Ben's Alphabet? L. What was L standing for? What did L stand for? L as in what? In Ben's Alphabet from this morning's foreplay.
That's a good one.
If you know the answer, call now, 833-288-0973. Give Paulie the correct answer. We'll give you tickets to the Padres game against the Orioles coming up on Tuesday, September 2nd. Get your own tickets at Padres.com/ticket. L as in what? What was it? All right. We will come back with Don't Do This. Had a very sore loser yesterday at the U.S. Open tennis tournament who turned things pretty dark at the end of her match. We'll have audio for you from that coming up next.
All right, quickly, gang, let me tell you about my friends over at QC Kinetics. My plan is to go in on Tuesday, have them look at my wrist that I jammed playing baseball. It feels a little bit better now, but if I get a chance to go to QC Kinetics and get their regenerative treatments, I'm going to take it every single time to make sure that it stays strong, right? That's exactly what they did for me many years ago. And if you suffer from nagging joint pain, I don't know too many people that don't. Listen, sometimes it's from years of hard work. In my case, I don't know why my wrists just started to hurt, right? But it certainly wasn't from hard work. I wasn't building anything or, boxing or anything like that. But listen, that pain, it calls the shots in your life for a long time. And you can do what I did, put a stop to it right now. They flipped the script for me at QC Kinetics. Just give them a call today, right? And you get long-term lasting relief, no surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. You can bring your MRIs with you, your x-rays. They'll make sure you're a good candidate. Grab the phone right now. Call them today. Locations in Hillcrest and in Torrey Hills, 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. Once again, QC Kinetics, call them today at 619-614-PAIN. Let them know, hey, Woodsy, my beloved Woodsy told me to call you here at 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Took a little while to get our winner for the Padres tickets. Paulie took, 5 phone calls before Michael knew the correct answer. That L as in loose cannabis.
Yeah. L is in loose cannabis.
In Ben's alphabet this morning.
Can't wait to do an actual
Picked
phone
up
call.
like 3 phone calls, and I was like, "Hey, do you know the answer?" Like F.
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
F is in.
Don't remember.
I don't remember.
I need
either.
them
It's
listed.
tough. That was a tough question. There was no doubt about that.
No
You had
doubt.
to be paying
What was
very
F?
close attention.
F was.
I don't even remember what
No, I
F
don't.
was. G is in ganja, aka cannabis.
Female autoerotica.
Female.
Of course.
You are such a deviant, and no one knows it.
F as in female autoerotica.
Just the most deviant behavior I've ever seen. Ever. And nobody knows it, Paulie.
All right, it is time for Don't Do This. It is
By the way, those are just the drops that made it in.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that made it in. We could do. You could probably do a whole nother alphabet.
Oh,
alphabet
I could do a marijuana related alphabet. I could do a sex
Sexual.
related alphabet.
Please do a sexual related alphabet. I'm begging.
It was literally when I was building that yesterday. It was more of like it was how inappropriate do I want to
Yes,
get?
correct.
Maybe I got to save one for like a member stream. Or something.
I'm so into it.
Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
Yes.
Is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, I will start from the U.S. Open tennis tournament. Some spicy stuff at the end of the second round match between American Taylor Townsend and world number 25 Yelena Ostapenko. Townsend pulled off the upset, kind of won pretty easily, 7-5, 6-1. They went to shake hands at the net after the match. Then they shook hands with the umpire. And then all of a sudden, Ostapenko started saying something to Townsend, who went back. Then Ostapenko started kind of pointing her finger at Townsend, and then they were arguing for a few seconds. And then finally, Taylor Townsend walked away. Well, in the post-match interview, Taylor Townsend explained what was going on at the net at the end of the match.
Well, can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Yelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
You were down 5-3.
And keep in mind, Taylor Townsend's African American as well, and Yelena Ostapenko is white. So there's some
undertones.
There's certainly some undertones in what she is
actually
saying.
Overtones right there.
So after the match, Ostapenko posted on Instagram, and I don't think this is much of a defense at all, but we've seen this in tennis a couple of times. She was mad that Taylor Townsend didn't apologize on a key point when her ball touched the net and spilled over. Didn't do the old sorry, that was an accident. Didn't mean to hit the let cord and win the point there.
That's the second time this has happened in like a month, right?
I didn't know. Is that a thing?
It is a thing, apparently.
I mean, I've played some tennis in my life, and I've seen people apologize when it hits the net. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
I played tennis casually with friends. I played 1 year in high school, organized tennis, and I never was ever once told you're supposed to apologize for that. It just happens sometimes.
It's fine if you do, but you can't get mad if the other person doesn't. They're in the heat of a professional tennis match.
Can you imagine if somebody throws you a slider and you do the ass out and you flare it in the right? You know what I'm not doing? Hey, my bad, bro. Great pitch. No,
and then she also said on this Instagram post, and there may be something lost in translation here. She said, in the beginning of the match, all players are supposed to start warm up on the baseline. The opponent came out and straight away started the warm up. Which is very disrespectful and against the rules of a tennis match. No idea what she's saying, but she changed up the warm-up routine. It is weird because in tennis, you actually warm up with your opponent where you hit balls back and forth to the person. It would be like, the other team throwing batting practice to your guys at the beginning of
the starting pitcher. Here we go.
Maybe that's maybe you can have like a warm-up partner that they just come out with your own person in the future. But
Elisa nails it. Well, her comments were way more offensive than not saying sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't say sorry. You're a fat, stupid, lazy sack of S. Whoa. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the net. My God, like you're gonna get that upset about it.
Imagine
That's the
like shooting
second
a free
time.
throw and the ball hits the rim and bounce out. You're like, I'm sorry,
So sorry,
sorry.
So sorry.
I know I need to be better.
That's,
like what?
if that's an unwritten rule,
if you
it's
make-
one of the dumbest.
Yeah, you hit a 3-pointer, hits the backboard
Yeah.
and goes in and bangs it. Oh,
Sorry,
my bad.
guys.
My
Sorry.
bad.
Hell
Didn't-
no.
Didn't swish. I'm sorry.
We're running out of time. I don't mind is dumb. Let's just get to do this because it's
this
not dumb.
DD mega doo-doo.
This is one of my favorite things I think I've ever found.
This is great.
So NFL training camps are underway.
This is my dream.
And
My dream.
I saw this video and it actually made me mad that we didn't think of something like this.
We complain about the youth sometimes today, the
Yeah.
Generation Zs, but some of these social media gurus for
They're genius.
professional sports
So
teams
this is brilliant.
are
Geniuses.
so clever now.
Now-
They're so clever.
Allegedly, the Tennessee Titans hired this kid who's playing as a fake reporter
Correct.
at training camp.
Yeah, it's a prank.
This is for a
And
social media
He's
video
got
for the Titans.
he's got a camera on a tripod. He's clearly set up. He's doing some content, and he's just talking to players as they're walking on or walking off
Yep.
the field. I think they even had some joint practices with the Atlanta Falcons, but this is the Tennessee Titans, and I don't even know what they call this bit. We do something called the Incorporator with Jesse Agler.
This
I
is the
guess
mumbler.
This would be the mumbler.
I'm so mad at myself.
Just listen to how this interview goes down. If you wonder what this guy is saying, you're not alone.
Is there any point during training camp that like especially like all like people like just like come to for it?
You say what?
Just like all like such like that's like all like come for it, just like within training camp.
Man, what?
Like all people like just like a push mirror, like that's like something like you see.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what the hell you just said. He said that's a part of training camp. Did they what?
As everyone's out here, you
Oh.
guys are with the Falcons. You guys are here in Atlanta. Is there any point like for like especially they come forward like is that something like you gonna look at?
Say that again.
Just like have everyone like come around like especially like for you, is that like especially like come forward like such like you do look at?
Say that one more time.
Just like all like come around like especially that's like kind of something like just like for like just like with that training camp.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Why?
Just because.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys been on the road for quite a while. So what's the energy been like and how are you feeling specifically?
Man, the energy's been up, man. It's just, it's a good time, when you go on the road with your team, you get to vibe with the guys, outside of, practice and stuff. These are my favorite type of memories. So, but yeah, I feel good.
So you guys are running scrims, the energy's really high. Is there any especially like come forward, like especially like something like that you see that, or is that more like kind of especially like all like emotional side?
Did you repeat that?
Yeah, just like kind of like what kind of goes into preparing for you for the next season.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think just building the chemistry with your teammates, building the chemistry with your quarterback, and just going out there and every day, proving it and stacking days. Just make sure you got that confidence going in there.
He's brilliant.
Genius.
It's great.
So
It's
clever.
been
Genius.
done. Somebody said you got to go back. You got to go look up good neighbor stuff. Kyle Mooney has done this with Giants players. Giants baseball or Giants football? I have no
Probably
idea.
football.
Probably football.
Yeah.
That's pretty brilliant.
The mumbling.
The radio station that I grew up listening to is 1310 The Ticket in Dallas. It's what made me want to do sports radio when I heard this show, The Hardline. And they had a guy on the show, Corby. And they would send him out to Cowboy spring training every year. And he would not go after
Training camp.
Training camp. He would not go after the stars. He was on those guys that are like bubble guys and brand new draftees. And he did a bit called the overcusser. Now that's what we call swearing in Texas, cussing.
Oh, yeah.
So he would go out and he'd be like, all right, here we go, the overcusser. And he's like, so man, what a crazy mother effing practice, man. Some real pieces of ass. And he would, and they're like, they're looking around, they're like, can we curse?
It's jarring.
And it's jarring. And then sometimes they would be like, they would get in the mood and they'd be like, hell yeah, stupid MFer. And they start getting into it. Any reaction you got was great because some people would be like, hey, dang, dude, holy cow. It was really one of the most legendary bits I've ever heard.
What was so great about the Titans reporter is he would always start and you'd understand the words, and he'd finish and you'd understand the words, but it's
the middle.
He'd mush them up so much in the middle, it made it sound like he knew what he was saying, but you didn't know what he was saying. That was very
and
clever.
he could repeat it.
Right.
Repeat the gibberish.
That was so good.
Man, that's good. That is really good.
Oh,
well,
man.
we blew it, by not doing this with our guys out at spring training, but we can come up with something, but not gonna be as good as that. I'll tell you that.
That is don't and do this for a Thursday.
That was Don't do this with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
You do that sometimes, but it's unintentional.
It's true.
You don't mean to.
It's true, especially later in the week.
Later in the
when I get a
week,
little
Friday.
tired.
All right,
Try with
Woodsy.
Sam Levitt when we come. Sam, Padres yesterday, and the Mariners, and just the way that and other stuff.
Yeah,
we
it's
can
so
ask
true.
him some questions.
It doesn't sound good.
It's
like that.
tough.
You have to
That guy's really good at it.
He must have just stared at a mirror for days and
Yeah.
was like practicing this and memorizing these mumbles.
Nice job, Woodsy.
Good job, Woodsy.
Good job, Woodsy. It's amazing. Unintentional mumbling is just as funny.
We will talk to Sam Levitt. In-season Sammy will join us even on his day off, talking Padres baseball coming up next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, get a chance to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is starting. Great time to start setting your lineups, not just every week, but you also can make season-long stat projections. I set one this week, posted it on my Instagram stories. If you want to follow along, you can. On Prize Picks, you can win real money with your sports knowledge. Just watching games on television, whether it's baseball, football, tennis. If you're watching the tennis tournament as well, they've got picks for everybody. You're just setting between 2 and 6 players in your lineup and picking more or less on stat projections, and then winning real cash. When you download the app, make sure you use the code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's really easy to download the app, and then when you win, it's really easy to withdraw your money. You can use Apple Pay, MasterCard, Venmo, however you want. It's very fast, very easy. I've done it several times. And when you play, you don't even have to get every single pick right. If you want to use a flex play, you can set a lineup with 5, and if you win 4, you still win. So you don't have to be perfect with Prize Picks either. Lots of different ways to play, lots of different ways to win with Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
I got just got a WhatsApp from our friend over in Melbourne, Australia.
Ooh, Tony?
Aussie Tony. He's listening and watching live right now. He loved Ben's alphabet bit, and he's coming over to the States. He's flying out, I believe, on Sunday. So he's going to need a little time. You have Labor Day. You know, we're off that day, and I'm going to try to get him in studio next Tuesday. I think is going to be the play. We're going to go see the Padres Orioles that night. Me, him, and Craig. That was the Manchester trio that we all went to see Oasis together. And then he's going to hang out in San Diego for a couple days, head up to LA, and then we'll reconvene at the Oasis show at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. So very excited to see Aussie Tony. You guys are going.
I can't wait.
You're going to adore him. The audience will adore him. He's fantastic and just a wild man. So I can't tell you right now how my performance is going to be next Wednesday. I'm just going to warn you right now. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Fair enough.
All right, so
you
be ready.
A long day, but
be ready to.
You'll have some stories. Something will happen to you that will end up being an amazing story.
Yeah, well, you may need to pull the sled.
I can also tease slightly that Australia will figure in a little bit later in the show today as well, coming up in our 8 o'clock hour. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. This is news to me.
No, it's not. You actually sent it to me earlier this week. We will.
That's right, you did.
We will set that aside for a moment, and we will welcome Sam Levitt to the program right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This traffic report is driven by local and veteran-owned Manny Sedano Ford and Lincoln in La Mesa. Well, as you can imagine, we've had numerous crashes on our very wet roadways. Northbound at 5 before Plaza Boulevard, an accident at the Center Divide. Up ahead, National Avenue on-ramp to northbound 5, a collision. Westbound 8 near Waring Road, got a collision in the Center Divide. Then up ahead before Taylor Street, a solo spin out over the right shoulder. And traveling on South 5 Coastline right before the racetrack, we're getting reports of a crash involving a couple vehicles. That's in the Center Divide. Just continue to take it extra carefully on those transition ramps, guys, and please have those headlights on so you're more visible to other drivers. $1 down, that's all it takes to drive the 2025 Mustang Mach-E Select, just $310 a month. Pure Mustang spirit, all electric, all fun. Sedano Ford and Lincoln, SedanoFord.com. For more details, visit Sedano Ford or SedanoLincoln.com. Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
These are the days that I appreciate Sam Levitt the most. He just had a stretch of 13 straight pre- and post-game shows. He's actually off today, but is joining us this morning to talk a little Padres baseball. We'll keep it short, just a few minutes, but definitely don't want to miss our chat with Sammy. Good morning, Sam.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Happy to be on with you.
How are you? Where are you right now?
I am in beautiful Ocean Beach, although it is a little bit cloudy and I think even a little bit rainy this morning. I saw some raindrops on my window, but everything's good here in OB. So yes, here at the pre and post game headquarters, if you will, at the on the shores of Ocean Beach.
All right, so I've got a question for you, Sam. I actually need your help because we've got a roundtable this morning, and you're not going to be there, but I finally reached the point in the season. I'm struggling a little bit to come up with good topics for the roundtable. I don't want it to simply be another should Luis Ariz be batting second conversation, which was a good one last week, but I don't want to do that again.
I'll kill you.
I know. Well, that's the thing. So I want to workshop this with you. Do you have anything that you want to hear us talking about on the roundtable today? Maybe something that one of your post-game callers brought up this week. Anything interesting that I may be missing? Because we've covered this team pretty thoroughly for the last 6 months since the start of spring training, and now we're just kind of I just want to see how it plays out at this point. I mean, there's not much more that we can say or do about this team. We just got to see how it all ends, how the story concludes.
Yeah, I think what you're describing is the Padres having champagne problems, right? In the sense that they're a good team, they have a real shot to do something special, and now you're trying to, I suppose, optimize them and get them in the best position to go ahead and do that. I'll give you two things that I guess I would put on my list of concerns, and I thought both of them were highlighted during the series with Seattle, and I think both would make good roundtable topics, but I'm sure you may have discussed them before on previous roundtables, but maybe a good day to bring them both up. The two things this series against Seattle, I think, highlighted for me as my, well, I'll give it actually three different sections here. Number one, the Padres continuing to struggle against good teams on the road, which I think, and you guys touched on it earlier, makes it really, really imperative that they find a way to host a wild card series. If they have to play a wild card series, I would love this team to play at home as much as humanly possible, which makes this quote unquote easy schedule down the stretch, and taking advantage of that and getting in as best position as possible, whether it's winning the division or being the top wild card team. I would love to see this team play at home. That's my first bucket of concerns. My second bucket of concern would be, do you know what you're getting from the starting pitching outside Nick Pivetta in the postseason? I mean, Yu Darvish, it's been very, very up and down. Dylan Cease, obviously, it's been very, very up and down. Michael King is going to throw another simulated game, it sounds like, in Minnesota this weekend. What is he going to be by the time the postseason rolls around? I hope it's stretched out and into a groove and into a rhythm. But I think there are question marks there as far as who and what you're getting from your starters in a postseason series and how you attack it. And then number three, another topic for you is just the lack of power, and again, how the Padres are going to have to make up for that. I thought we saw with the Mariners series, the kind of the danger of facing a team that has real-time power and pop and can change a game with a few swings. And I don't know that the Padres are going to ever play like that based on what we've seen from them this season, or have the ability to really keep up from a power standpoint with a team like that. Not that you can't win games, of course you can, but those are three topics for you, Ben, I guess, of things that you can really dive in on and have a legitimate conversation as to how concerned are you in a postseason sense about I suppose those three things.
We were going to wait to tell you this, Sammy, but I figure right now is probably the best time. Just wanted you to know, next year you will be hosting the roundtable full time because of that. You have just knocked it out of the park. Everyone, Adam's texting me, Michael's texting me, the audience, they want you. You did it, man. So congratulations. You just knocked it out of the park. Everyone's so proud of you. You've earned this, bro. You've earned this.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't really have a leg to stand on. Would you know how it works?
Yeah, I do.
It works in that building.
I
It's
know.
kind of like, it's kind of a hey, would you be okay? Would it be asking too much? And then all of a sudden you're doing it. So I hate to say it, but if if I was at least a part-time roundtable host, I have a feeling I would be signed up without much of a say in the matter.
Yes.
You know, you talk about it, Sammy, the
Yeah.
power, and it is crazy because when you look up and down the Padres lineup, you know, we certainly expected more power, right? It's not like that we do. It's not like we went out and signed and built our roster of, hey, let's go get a bunch of slap singles hitters. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. Like, they did a good job of building this roster. It is a balanced roster. They have a lot of ability. We just didn't get it. Manny didn't perform power-wise this year. I don't think he's going to get to his 30 home runs. He's at 21.
Yeah.
You know, Fernando's not going to get close to 30 home runs this year. There's 20 home runs right there that you're missing from those two guys. You know, Gavin Sheets has been great.
They have big, strong guys on the team.
Big, strong guys on the team. They just didn't do it. I don't want to say they didn't perform this year because Manny, his latest slump notwithstanding, and Fernando, you know, he's had his struggles, but he's red hot. Those dudes absolutely help you win baseball games, and I'm so happy they're on my team. But when it comes to power, and it's weird, like, could it happen where you get to the postseason and guys do find their stroke? It absolutely could.
Yeah.
I'm not counting on it, but I don't think it's from I don't think we built a crappy lineup. I really don't.
No, and they're a very good lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mean the question to lead into Ben's question about the roundtable topics to make it sound like I'm
not at all. I didn't take it that way.
I'm dooming here, and I think they've got no shot. I think there's a really good team that has a chance to go win the World Series.
Yeah, no
100%.
doubt.
I do think it would be nice for them to put themselves in the best position possible heading into the postseason, which is why they've got to take advantage of this schedule. But look, I do think this series against the Mariners, from a power standpoint, did kind of remind you of what the Padres do miss right now, which is, you know, the Fernandos and the Mannies and the Xanders. You know, they just don't hit for a ton of power. And you saw on the other side guys like Rosarena and Eugenio Suarez, you know, jacking 3-run home runs. Yeah, Raleigh, I mean, there is a little bit of a difference there. Again, not that you can't win, but it is something that I do think still from a postseason standpoint, to me, when you're just assessing the Padres, is going to be a concern. And that's probably going to be that way heading into the postseason unless these guys start hitting home runs all over the place.
Sam, as I said, quick check-in. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day off. We'll be back with the second half of Ben and Woods next.
Halfway home on a Thursday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Appreciate you guys being in here all week, man. You guys have been great this week. This week's, the vibes have been a little better than last week, certainly. I mean, you lose to one of the best teams in baseball in the Mariners. One of the best pitching staffs, good lineup. You're like, all right, we 1 out of 3. When we got swept by the Dodgers and I was in Texas and everything was going on in your personal life, I think about the difference, the stark difference in how the shows went this week compared to that. So I just wanted to thank the Tier 1s for making it a lot more tolerable this weekend. I guess the team for making it a lot more tolerable this week as well. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He is the executive producer of the program. Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor and joins us as well. And you had finally filled me in. Australia will be making an appearance
yes.
today. I'd forgotten what I had sent you.
Yeah, I won't give it away completely.
Yeah, because then you can do research.
Play some real or fake in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And you'll figure in based on something I said on Monday on the show. And I'll just leave it at that. And we'll get to it coming up in about 15, 20 minutes here when we play real or fake for a chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas.
But just a little pre-qualifier. I will not be able to help you on this one. This one, I am aware of it. I sent it to Ben. So I can't help you. So you will be on your own. And Australia will be the topic in this. In honor of my pal Aussie Tony coming to town next week. Very excited to see him. Little reunion, and I'm really excited for you guys to meet him. He's probably the wildest dude I've ever met in my whole life. He's wild. Hannah's very nervous, because she knows. And
he's not staying with you, is he?
No, he's not staying. He's got his own hotel, right. and I may go down and. I got such a busy week next week, like beyond crazy.
He said he wants to meet me
badly. He's got gifts for you guys. Like he's legit.
Can't wait.
Got gifts for the kids. He's so super excited, but he's like, he's been watching.
So he's
from Australia.
A pit boss, right?
Yeah.
At a casino in Melbourne.
Casino looks amazing, by the way.
I'm curious.
We need a trip.
How, I don't know, obviously, what the casino scene is in Australia. Is it like old school Las Vegas? Do they have those like back rooms?
That's what it's like.
Is he like a enforcer or is
he's
he just like a hospitality guy? A pit boss gives a certain connotation. Like when you watch the movies,
yeah, of course,
and the pit boss, and they catch a cheater and you take you into the back room.
Come back into my casino
again,
again, break your kneecaps.
I feel like it can be kind of rough and tumble, and I don't know. Maybe it's not like that in Australia. I've got no idea. I'm
Literally
curious.
every Aussie that I've ever met is rough and tumble.
Every
single one. Everyone I've ever met, they are sharp, quick-witted, cool, wild. Like I was a wild dude in my 20s. Wild as it gets. I don't even come close to the wildness that are the 5 Australian people that I've met and hung out with my entire life. Our buddy Richo, who's a huge Tier 1, huge Padres fan. He lives over in Australia as well. He and his buddies are going to be making a trip to Melbourne. So I'm going to put those 2 dudes together, and it's going to be like the perfect storm. It's going to be great. But he's such a good dude, man. And we really bonded. It's one of those things. It's like, I met a guy that I'm going to be friends. Let me tell you how kind he is. That dude has checked on my dad almost every day.
Huh.
Like he checks on the kids. We had a special thing when we met and, bonded over a band, bonded over the amazing day, my birthday that we had there. And it's rare that you meet someone and you go, that's going to be a friend of mine till I'm dead and gone. And he lives a billion miles. It's 1:00 in the morning tomorrow in Melbourne.
It's already
right
Friday.
Now. Yeah, it's Friday.
Happy Friday,
ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. Happy Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
the weekend
in Australia.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to meet him. And he really he wants to get into baseball. He's a big Australian rules football guy, which is not rugby. It's a totally different sport, but he's psychotic about it. And they are over there. He said cricket's kind of gone by the wayside. We'll talk all about the differences when he comes over. But he's like, hey, saw the series this weekend. Not bad against the Dodgers, 2-1. But now the team's lost again. What do we need to do? I've converted him. He's a huge he wants to be a Padres fan. We're going to take him out, going to get him some gear. And the Tier 1s, I know if they see him, they'll take care of him. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't know that I'd make it in Australia. I'm not rough and tumble enough.
You are not.
I couldn't survive in the outback.
Oh, no.
I don't think I could survive in the cities necessarily.
I bet you could. I bet you could.
Maybe
in the big
maybe
city,
a nice resort town would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be good for you. I've only been once.
What
and-
the bloody
Well,
hell
you've
was
been to
that
Australia?
attempt in an Aussie
Yeah.
accent?
Went to Australia and New Zealand.
I don't think I know this.
When I was in college. My dad had flown his entire life. He had flown so much on American that he came to us in about October of one year, and he goes, "Hey, so I'd like to go on a trip for Christmas. Pick anywhere in the world you want to go. Anywhere." He goes,
Spin the globe.
I've got miles to go anywhere you guys want. You pick it." So we all kind of huddled, and I said, "What about Australia and New Zealand? Like, it's the ass end opposite of the world. When are we going to have the chance
Summer
to
when
go?"
it's Christmas time here. It's
Yep.
summer there.
And so he said, "Great idea." So he booked it, and we went. And New Zealand was one of the most spectacular, beautiful places I've ever seen. We'd only got a few days there, so we didn't get a chance. I'd love to go back now. I was a drunk moron when I was like 21. And then we went to Surfers Paradise, Australia, which is just like Encinitas. I mean, it's like, it reminds me so much of Encinitas, but we had the time of our lives, really. And being able to see that and meet all those people was incredible. I did find Australian girls were not a big fan of your old pal Woodsy.
Really?
My brother and I went out like every night, and they had little to no interest, which is different because the Australian guys come here and our girls are like, "Ugh," they fawn all over them. So I was expecting, maybe the opposite is true. No,
Doesn't work that way.
Didn't even get a second glance in Australia. Nothing. I mean, just struck out every single night.
Well, they have Australian guys that they can pick from every single day.
That's exactly right. And so that's what I remember the most is my brother and I just completely striking out at every turn.
D says, "Ben, you'd be okay in Australia. You can hold your own fighting, right?"
Yeah,
You have
piece of
hands?
cake. Yeah, you'll be good. You'll
Never
be
been in
fine.
an actual fight
You'd
in
be
my
great.
life.
You'd be fine. You'd be fine. So that's all going to happen next week. It's going to be a really next week's going to be nuts. Got the Bananas coming to town. Gonna go see Oasis on Saturday. It is nonstop action. Also, I wanted to let you guys know Thursday, I'm going down to Pechanga Arena from 1:30 to 4, and I will be helping judge the next PA announcer of the San
this
Diego
is like
Seals.
American Idol.
Yes, and I get to be one of the judges.
You'd be like Simon.
Of
Kinda
course, I'm gonna look.
Be the mean one.
That was my baby for many, many years. And I hung him up. I retired. I got too much going on. But I want the next pick to be right. So I'm going to go help them make the decision, which is awesome. I'm excited about it.
You could be like Randy. Like, it doesn't work for me, dog.
All right. I know all the bits, but I just want the right
You could
person.
be like
I haven't
Paula,
watched
and you could be a former Laker girl.
I haven't watched American Idol in a while because I've got all the old judges in my
30
mind.
years
Yeah.
ago. But I'm excited to see who
Who's it
steps
now?
up
It's
and
like
wins.
Katy Perry, Luke Bryan. Like, who are the judges now?
I like you.
Wait, American Idol.
Satan's Blowfish says you're going to end up choosing yourself. You know what? Thanks for coming. I'm back. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to waste your time. I'm going to be back next year. I did
It's
think
Luke
about
Bryan, Lionel Richie, and Carrie Underwood.
That's not bad.
Those are the judges.
So I did think about it. Like, man, did I make a mistake? And it's time. It's time to turn it over. It shredded me. It really did. My voice, all of it. It was exhausting, but it was so much fun. You can almost guarantee that they will win the championship this year. You put your money
Now
on
that
it.
you're gone?
Now that
Yeah.
I'm gone, you can.
Well, you're a season
absolutely-
ticket holder, so
That's
you
true.
can enjoy it from the stands.
But I won't get to enjoy it on the field, which is where I was really looking forward to the confetti and the whole
Now,
celebration.
did they give you just one season tickets or
One.
lifetime
One.
season tickets?
One season ticket. You know how
Because
lifetime
we know
works
how
here.
lifetime works.
Just one. Just one. So I'll be at games and get to watch from a different perspective.
Like one ticket or at least two tickets? Do you get to
No,
bring...
family of 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can bring the whole family. So
Nice.
it's
Eric
great.
says in Australia that the women outnumber the men by 7-1.
Yeah, you think I would have done better
Wow.
back then? I thought I was. That was in my prime, bro. Like 21. I was like, this is gonna be great. What a great trip. Nada. Couldn't even buy a girl a drink. I mean, they wanted nothing to do with me there. I'll never forget. I was like, well, this is a nightmare.
Tyler in our chat says, listening late from the beginning of the show, and holy S, Ben's Alphabet is the greatest segment of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. Pretty epic. If you missed it, well, let's do it again because
So,
we've got the time.
Yeah, we brought this up. Paulie played the clip a couple of days ago on the Roundel Report of the receptionist at the dermatology office who was trying to spell out the name of a bacteria to one of the patients on a phone message, and she could
I
not.
was giving you a call to go over that bacteria culture that we did here in clinic the other day. So the bacteria came back, or the culture came back with a big bacteria called Pantoia species, and that is spelled P as in pork. Sorry. A as in apple, N as in new.
She goes on, and you can just hear the rest of the office is just laughing. The pause is what gets me. The P as in, oh crap, what starts with P? Pork.
Yeah.
P as in pork.
So I heard that, and I said to Polly, well, I know I've got a Petco pork drop. Do you have enough drops to put together an entire
you said
alphabet?
Do you have a drop of each letter? I said, Benjamin.
Come on, who are you talking to?
Betty. I could probably do 8 alphabets, but we did settle on 1. And so if you have any trouble, for now. So if you have any trouble with your letters, just always use this from Ben Higgins as your reference. This is Ben's alphabet again.
A as in all girls all the time. B as in butt cheeks. C as in champagne Hennessy. D as in dang it. E as in everybody loves a wiener.
Whoa.
F as in female autoerotica. G as in ganja, aka cannabis. H as in hawk tua. I as in I'm so hot for her, I'm so hot for her. J as in jizzle.
Jesus.
Jizzle James. K as in King Gizzard. L as in loose cannabis. Yep. M as in N as in nudie magazines. O as in oh my god. That's about golf. P as in Petco pork. Q as in
what is a quahog?
R as in ram it down. S as in stink fist. T as in Tommy Lasorda was a great manager. Him and Steve Garvey were good friends. U as in Uranus. V as in Vogelsnatch. W as in weed gummies. X like the drug. Y as in yes. Z as in zoot suit.
Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
I love it. Why do I sound confused in most of those drops?
I don't know, but I need to now hear you call someone, then use your alphabet. Can you spell that for me, please? Yes.
Hi, my name's Ben. That's B as in butt cheeks. E as in everybody loves a wiener.
Yep.
And N as in nudie magazines.
Yeah, they're like, okay. Let me spell that for you. Let me spell that for you. Prank call. It has to happen. Here's the thing, though. You have to do it. I can't do it as you. Paulie can't do it as you. You have to actually make the prank call, which, by the way, would be your first
one
and only prank call in almost 50 years. You've never done a prank call. Never.
They feel inappropriate to me.
They are inappropriate, which is the whole point of them. I have to have it, though. I can't tell you how much I have to have it, but I do. I'll do something for you. Quid pro quo. You do a prank call where you spell
as
things.
In quid pro quo.
As in quahog.
What is a quahog?
Oh, man, I love it. All right, go to break.
All right, we will take a quick time out. When we come back, we need a contestant on the line for a little real or fake chance to qualify for our grand prize getaway to Las Vegas. And you don't even need to take on Woods today. No musical trivia knowledge required. Just call in now at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, and have chance to win when we come back with Ben and Woods on a Throwback Thursday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, E is for Eco Water. Simply the best. Eco Water. You ever think about what's flowing through your pipes at your home? Hard water that you most definitely have is not just tough on your skin, your hair. It's silently wrecking your plumbing, appliances, water heater. If you ignore it, you could have to be forced to do a whole home repipe. Like you have no option after that. That could run you up to about $24,000. Nope. That's why we trust Eco Water SoCal. And that's, obviously a benefit of getting the Eco Water system in your home, but it's just better water. It's better water out of every single tap in my home. I fill up my kids' water bottles from the sink in their bathroom, man. I couldn't have done that a few years ago before we got the Eco Water system. So you should check it out today. You won't be disappointed. Our skin feels better. Our hair is better. The coffee tastes next level. You just feel safer. You're the best, highest quality water that you can get in your home. Call them, get a free in-home water test today. They'll come out for you, show you what you're drinking currently, what you're bathing in. It's going to surprise you. I'll tell you right now. Try the Soft Life and alkaline water. Now just $9.95 a month. Their phone number is 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keep it in soft since 1925. Eco Water, your water should be perfect.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Your old pal Woods over there takes pride in being a different sort of sports talk radio host.
Yes,
and
I do.
I truly believe that it's one of the things that has helped us stand out from the pack here on the Ben and Woods program the last 8 years now. But I can guarantee that you're the only sports talk show host in America who was unaware that their town's Division I college football team was
Correct.
starting their season tonight.
Yeah.
What said, "What are you doing today?" I said, "Well, I'm doing some lives down at Snapdragon Stadium." Woods goes, "Why? Why would you go down there?" I go, "Because
They have a game?
San Diego State's playing a game tonight. You
Tonight?
like a real game tonight, like their first game of the season against Stony Brook tonight." And I go,
Surely you mean like the alumni game or the red and black game or something. The actual game is tonight.
Yes, their season opener.
The season opener.
It's tonight
Against Stony Brook.
Yes.
I forgot. as
7
well.
o'clock tonight. An actual real college football game in the city of San Diego will take place.
They can't be bothered with me. I can't be bothered with them. That's just the way that I roll.
I'm almost glad that it's not necessarily an active choice. It's simply Woods is just blissfully unaware of
Yeah.
what's going on in the college football world.
No, I mean, I'm keyed in on my game Sunday night against the Miami Hurricanes. That's the one that I'm keyed in on. Knowing
That would be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the Miami on Sunday, not Saturday, Sunday.
Me against Big Sills. This is like what I live for. You know, I've won many of those matchups, you know, professionally, especially lately, but and on the field. But I am really keyed in on that. There's some massive games this weekend. We'll probably do a little college football
tomorrow,
whip around or something tomorrow. Benny always tells us the best games of the week. What do we call it? Ben's super sexy
stink fist Saturday schedule setup.
Yeah, the Catholics versus the convicts, man. Oh my God, it's happening. I'm so excited. It's just it's a huge bonding thing for me and my dad and my brother.
This could be the year for Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman's had a really solid start. What is this, fourth season?
Yeah,
fourth season.
I love that man. I love that man with my whole heart, and really want the best for him and the guys this year. But never. It's always exciting, and you can go out and lose to Northern Illinois. Or Southern Illinois, Southern or Northern last year, and you want to die. You're like, this is the most embarrassed I've ever been, but I still love you. I'm going to give you another chance. And they went out and made the title game, Ben.
Well, it would be embarrassing for San Diego State to lose tonight. They're playing an FCS opponent in Stony Brook. Not a bad one. I think they're like ranked in the top 25, but again, it's a division lower. So you're playing down, punching downwards in this game. If you think you're a decent Division I team, you've got to win this game handily. And I think the Aztecs are favored by around 17 or something. And we'll see. The new quarterback, Jaden Denegal, the transfer from Michigan,
Seems
will
like
make
a
his
great kid.
debut as the starter. Gives you, at least if you are an Aztecs fan, it gives you a little bit of hope that things should be better this year than they were last year, which was bad.
It's a low bar.
They lost their last 6
year.
games in a row.
Yeah.
I think 3-9. They were 3-3, and they went 0-6 in the second half of the season.
Still, even moving up, like even if improving from the bottom of the Mountain West to the middle of the Mountain West, it's still who cares?
Again,
Yeah.
I'm assuming the goal this year is make sure you make a bowl game, which means you got to win at least 6.
Or is it
It's
on
a
the-
low bar, but
Where is it on? Is it on the Chevron app tonight? Are we doing
it's on
that?
streaming on the Mountain West app, and also available locally on KUSI. With,
Okay.
Steve Quiss
All right.
on the call.
Excellent. Well, what time's the game?
7.
All right.
So that means college football. It'll end about 11:30
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
These games are slow.
All right, I will watch it. Certainly, I will watch it to
First
get
half.
a taste. Yeah,
Well,
just get a
quarter.
taste. Of
Get a
it.
quarter.
Yeah, I will. I
Not
promise.
series.
Okay.
All right,
Woodsy will break it all down for you guys
Yeah,
tomorrow
I
morning.
got it.
We've got a contestant on the line. Let's get to today's Throwback Thursday game of real or fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
The people is Rob. Say hello to our contestant today. Rob, you there?
Hello?
Hello, Rob. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are on the radio with Ben and Woods and about to play a game with a chance to win a fabulous prize. You sound very excited about it.
I'm surprised it's me.
Oh, well, It is
It's all you.
Rob. It's all you today.
I
You're
like
playing
the cut of your jib.
Real
Rob.
or Fake. It is brought to you by Bail Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And if you can get 4 out of 7 right in Real or Fake, you will qualify for our grand prize 2-night stay at Resorts World in Las Vegas, 2 VIP passes to their AU Day Club, and a $175 food and beverage credit. Check out the summer rates right now at rwlasvegas.com. Very easy game, 50-50 on every choice. You simply need to separate the real from the fake, Rob. And today's category was inspired by the nightmare I had on Sunday night. I talked about it on Monday morning. I was completely unprepared for a real or fake segment. And I started making up a fake category about Australian cities.
Yes.
I didn't think about it again, but Tier 1 fantasy camper Richo
Our boy.
sent us an email and said, I can do that category. And he prepared me for what should be an outstanding game today, Rob. So I will give you a name. You tell me if it's a real city or town in Australia or a fake that Richo has thrown in to fool you. Now, Woods has seen this email, but I'm going to even let you ask him once.
Yeah,
because I doubt he
I saw it
remembers
once.
all the answers. So you get one phone a friend. Rob, are you ready to play?
We're going real with everything unless I actually know it or Woods knows it.
Oh, wow. Holy
All
cow,
right.
he's got a strategy.
All right, that's
here
the
we go.
strategy. All right, here we go. Round number 1. Wagga Wagga, real or fake Australian town?
I think that's real.
It's the largest city in inland New South Wales, according to Richo. It is real. That is one for you.
Wagga
Very good.
wagga.
All right, let's go. Round number 2. Maroondah.
Woods?
I think it's fake. Sounds made up.
You think or you know?
No, I think.
I
I don't remember the
He does
other
not
one.
remember this list.
You're already going
We're
against
going
your
with real.
strategy.
Oh,
He's
he's
going
going
with
against
real.
me. Okay.
Sticking
Going
with
with
his
real.
strategy, and the strategy has failed you here. That one
that's
is
all right.
fake. But you're still well ahead. I mean, he's got 1, 3 more. You're good to go. Round number 3. Alice Springs.
Got to go with real.
Yeah, right in the desert heart of Central Australia. You'll find Alice Springs.
I thought that was some sort of spray.
All right, here we go. Round number 4. Ulladulla. Real or fake? And Richo, I apologize if I'm butchering the pronunciations. Ulladulla.
It's a hard choice here, but I'm going to go with real again.
He's going with real.
I like it.
Strategy's working.
Oh, my
A fishing
God.
and vacation town on the coast of New South Wales. All right, one more, and you are our champion today. Gundi Windy. Real or fake, Rob?
I'm going against my gut here, but I'm going to stay real.
Oh, he's going against his gut.
I thought his gut was real. But his gut told him it was fake, so he's going to go against his gut. But
Guess
he's gonna
what?
Stick with his original strategy.
Maybe the best strategy in real or fake
Look at
history, because Rob, you have won. Border town in Queensland, famous for cotton, horse racing, and country pride.
Amazing.
According to Richo. All right, Rob, you have won. Stay on the line. Paulie will get your information. How about Redwater Downs, Woods?
Fake.
That is fake. Cunnamulla.
Real.
That is real. It's the subject of Slim Dusty's classic song, Cunnamulla Fella. Which
Save that for something. I don't know what. Just save it. We'll say it again.
it's the subject of Slim Dusty's classic song, Cunnamulla Fella.
All right. Is that the last?
I don't know
it's
how
up?
it goes. It might not be available on Spotify. Do you know much about Slim Dusty? You're our musical expert.
Oh.
If I did a take on fella, if I did a take on Woods category about Slim Dusty, you're saying that you wouldn't
Ooh,
do
let's
that
use
well?
Cunnamulla Fella in a prank call, and then
C,
he
as
as
in?
in
Cunnamulla Fella.
right. Or use the word and then spell Cunnamulla Fella with all of Ben's alphabet. It will take 40 minutes.
Cunnamulla Fella.
We can start play at 9:35 on a Friday and walk out the door for the day with that prank call. That's brilliant. Cunnamulla Fella.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it's a Smart Baseball Thursday. What does Eno Saris think of the Padres' chances now of chasing down the Dodgers, considering they're 2 games down with 28 games remaining? We'll talk with Eno from The Athletic coming up next here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First up, though, tell you about SDFatLoss.com. So the success stories on this weight loss program here in San Diego have been amazing. You've heard about Mind, 40 pounds lost in 60 days. You've heard about Ello, Scraby, Tony Gwynn Jr., John Flint down the hall. You've heard about some tier ones. I've had tier ones tell me about their lives have been changed. 40 pounds, 50 pounds, even 90 pounds. Manny, one of our listeners, lost 93 pounds, 50 in the first 60 days, then dropped an additional 43 after that. You can do it. Just eating real foods from the grocery store based on the program at sdfatloss.com. They'll tell you how to eat, when to eat, and if you stick with the program, their coach, your counselor will keep you going, losing up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days with no exercise, no injections, nothing weird, no hormones, and no surgery, just real sustainable weight loss. For me, that means I've been able to keep the weight off. First time ever I've had a program where I've kept the weight off now 2 years running. I feel great. I look better. My clothes fit. Just all the things you get from weight loss. Less back pain, less knee pain. It's awesome. All you have to do is sign up for a free consultation by going to sdfatloss.com. No obligation at all. Find out about the program. And then when you sign up, get $200 off here in the month of August during their summer special. Just do it today. You'll thank me later, as so many tier ones have thanked me already. Do it today. sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Now, to be fair, if you looked at the remainder of the Padres' schedule and said they're going to lose one series the rest of the way, probably would have picked the one in Seattle, knowing that's a good team. It's a team that has had the Padres' number. I did not expect the Dodgers necessarily to sweep the Cincinnati Reds.
I didn't either.
Losing 2 games has put the Padres, again, in a tough place. With 28 games remaining, they're going to have to finish 3 games ahead of the Dodgers. So, you know, the Dodgers play just decent baseball and win, say, 18-10 or 17-11. Padres are going to have to go 20-8 if the Dodgers went 17-11. There's not a lot of room for error anymore the rest of the way. Can they do it? Does the Eno Saris think the Padres will be able to pull it off? We'll talk some smart baseball with Eno from The Athletic right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Got a new crash on the coastline, hit and run, southbound 5 right before Lucadia. It's over the right shoulder. And tow truck has cleared that crash from the Coronado Bridge heading off the island about mid-span, so speeds are improving there. Before you hit the beach, the mountains, or even the 5 this Labor Day weekend, be road trip ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Stay in your car while they change your oil and check your tires, battery, and fluids. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Saris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark, by the bay in Chula Vista. Here's Eno Saris with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
So we know Eno's done some traveling, just went to Germany earlier this summer. And, Eno, I just found out for the first time that my co-host went to Australia and New Zealand earlier in his life. Have you ever been down under, Eno?
No, that's on the bucket list.
So one of the bucket list. Where would you say is your most exotic locale ever visited?
Well, I was born in Jamaica.
Oh, did not know that.
Pretty exotic, yeah. Furthest from where we are, I used to visit Tokyo a lot for work, and we always snuck in a visit afterwards, but I really like Tokyo.
That's on my list.
Me too.
It really is. It didn't used to be when I was younger, and now it's absolutely on my list. Some pretty good ball players out of Japan, as we used to see up the freeway in LA. Shohei got his first win as a Dodger starter last night. Do you get the sense for like what they're going to do? I want to talk Padres, obviously, but since we started talking about Japan, you get the sense that he'll just be like a regular starter when they make the playoffs, or do you think that they will try to do something weird with him and employ him out of the bullpen?
I think he'll be a starter, but I don't think he'll be a deep starter. I think that they'll keep him around the sort of 4 to 5 inning situation he's been in, just to get the most out of him. He probably doesn't have the most innings, in terms of they've got, as much as we've tried to get past innings as a metric, people still like in front offices. Like I remember talking to people in the Pirates front office in Skeen's rookie year, and they had a number. I think he went a little bit past it, but they had a number that they were comfortable with. So there's some number that they have for Shohei this year, and his previous high is 166. Last year's 132. He's only at 33 right now, but the number isn't 166. So I think they'll let him go 4 or 5.
And which is probably, I would imagine, and that kind of transitions into what the San Diego Padres are going to probably have to do with their starting rotation, which, last week it was the topic of Luis Ariz. Not that that's died down much. This week is more of the topic of the starting pitching, being kind of a concern going into the postseason. When you look at what we have right now, how do you assess what the Padres have and what their strategy should be going into October? Should the postseason start today?
When I was looking at how good bullpens were, I think I stopped at 6, and that left, a couple of really good relievers off of the Padres bullpen. So not only do they have the best bullpen in baseball, but they have the deepest bullpen. And when I'm like, comparing them to other teams and leaving Wandy Peralta and David Morgan off of the list, that suggests that you're not going to let these guys go very long. Nick Pivetta can sometimes, run into a home run late. Dylan Cease, like in the playoffs, I think he goes 4.
Yeah. At home, at home and at most, because he has not won on the road. He's 0-9 on the road. Petco
but
Park,
he just always runs into something late because he's so. I mean, I like recently that he's been pitching, he's throwing all 4 pitches.
Yeah.
But like he's so fastball slider dominant that I think people just pick fastball or slider. They've seen the shapes, and by the 5th inning, he can be cruising through 4, and the 5th inning just is like this. What happened? Yu Darvish was good for the first couple, and then he looked kind of tired, and then sort of fell apart later on in the start yesterday. So I think Michael King will be coming back from injury, and you've got Sears. So like I think you've got 6 starting pitchers, and I think in a short series, what you've got is each of them goes 3 or 4 innings. At most, you piggyback some, right? You kind of have some. Nestor Cortez comes in for Nick Pivetta, like that's a different look. JP Sears comes in after Dylan Cease, that's a different look. And Cortez and Sears are kind of like 2-inning guys, if they need to be, or maybe just 1. And so it's chaos. It's a little bit of like the Tigers did this.
They did really well,
and the Padres, like. People that they're going to use are better than all of the people the Tigers use. So they need to study what the Tigers did in the playoffs last year and be like, hey, listen, all of our players are better than those Tigers players, except, Scooble is Scooble. And like, let's just do the same sort of chaos where every pitcher pitches, 1 to 4 innings.
It's so true.
Well, and we saw the Padres use Wandy Peralta as an opener against the Dodgers, to attack Ohtani and Freeman, and then brought in Randy Vasquez. I could see them doing that with Dylan Cease. You use an opener lefty, then have Cease go through the bottom of the lineup, the top of the lineup once, the bottom of the lineup again, and that's it. Have him get the second through the the 5th maybe, and then go to your bullpen. But I want to go back to the Dodgers because I find this very interesting. If they have to play a short series, because they could be in the wild card, certainly could going to be in a division series probably. Who do they leave? Who do they move into the bullpen out of the rotation? I mean, Glasnow, Snell, Yamamoto, Otani, and Kershaw. I mean, which one doesn't get a start in the postseason? That's a very different problem for Dave to manage in this playoffs. Like, who comes in as a bullpen guy? Because you don't leave him off the roster, right?
Right.
You don't leave Clayton Kershaw off your postseason roster, but do you necessarily give him a start? You bring him in out of the pen?
Yeah, I mean, I think with somebody other than Kershaw, it'd be a bigger deal. I think we've dealt with this before, where it's not like you just make Kershaw one of your best 3 starters when he's not. And I think he knows that his strikeout rate's the rest of his career, his velocity is the worst of his career. So Kershaw doesn't get a start, and I think he makes the roster, and he's almost a situational lefty. They don't have that many lefties in their pen. I mean, Scott is a lefty, right? Scott a lefty?
Yeah, Tanner Scott, he's a lefty. Vesia just got hurt.
Kershaw becomes a loogie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, as Padres fans, we're
the pitcher of the month for August.
No question. But
by the way,
as Padres fans, we're hoping for some of that Kershaw October magic that we've seen. And Dave Roberts has never been shy about chasing a big moment with Clayton Kershaw. They won the World Series last year without Clayton Kershaw because there wasn't that moment to chase. It's crazy, but Ben makes a good point of that's an embarrassment of riches right there. Like to have 5 really good starters.
I to answer because I didn't answer your question. There's still 4 left. I think what there are all these personalities, right? Like I think I would talk to Blake Snell and say, an amazing pairing would be like Otani for 4 and you for 3. Like, can you do it?
You can't really bring Otani out of the pen though, because you can't warm him up because he's DHing during the game. So yeah.
So you're like, Snell, I can't bring him out of the pen, but like we are going to dominate. If we go Otani Snell, like, can you sell Snell on that? Because Snell is he's a guy. Like he might not like the idea.
He's covering him. That guy is one of the most creatures of habit guys that there is, and I would imagine Tyler Glasnow is the same. Yamamoto is probably my game 1 starter. If
right,
I'm them.
So you can't really, you're not going to pull anything with him. But you can't take Otani out of the pen. So I think that you kind of go. Maybe you have a meeting with Snell and Glasnow, and you say, hey, listen, like one of you guys, like we can't. Yamamoto's game 1. Otani has to start. So, like, how are we going to split up 3 and 4? And can you help us?
Interesting.
Give us one. We'll take one of those, and then we'll use one. But it's like soccer. We just get them on loan.
So a 2-game deficit with 28 to play, but you don't have the tiebreaker. How serious is this now? Can the Padres, with the easiest schedule remaining, but the Dodgers don't have that tough of a schedule either, is it still, in your mind, feasible here for the Padres to win the division?
Yeah, I mean, chalk is not. Chalk is the Padres win around 91, and the Padres get around. The Dodgers get 94, and the Padres get 91. So they come up short in the division. But like you mentioned, the Padres have the easiest schedule in baseball by Fangraphs the rest of the way. A .465 win percentage. The Dodgers, it's not super hard themselves, but a .493. I think what you're doing is you're rooting for the Giants a little bit. The Giants last night had one of those crazy wins that, around here they're like, is this like, the even year devil magic? Like, because, Matt Chapman's standing on first base and a throw from the outfield comes in and dunks him on the back of the helmet.
Yep.
And like another run scores, and the way that he even got on first base was like this total duck snort. Should have been an out, wasn't an out, just found that one piece of grass that's not covered, and so, they're kind of feeling good, like, maybe the Giants are getting something going, and the Dodgers have 6 against them and 6 against Arizona. Those are 2 teams that sold and are worse, but, when you sell, there are opportunities for young players who are hungry, and so the Giants brought up this guy Peguero, who has been in the minor leagues for 10 years, and he throws 100. That dude is hungry, as a reliever. Maybe he becomes a shutdown reliever. They're all auditioning guys. Blaze Alexander at third in Arizona. Like, there's all these young guys that are trying to make it, so they're not going to just lie down. And then in between those, they have Seattle and Philadelphia. So, Baltimore's trying to like turn things around. So, the Dodgers don't have an easy schedule, and there's reasons to believe that like they could play 500 down the stretch. And what did you do the math?
It was
if they play 500.
If they
down
play
the stretch?
500, then the Padres would need to win 18. So 18-10 against that schedule is very doable. But I just don't know if the Dodgers are going to go 500. Really good points, though, Eno. We're out of time. Appreciate it, as always. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thanks.
I think Eno nails it, though. The division will be decided by the Giants and the Diamondbacks and how much they care in these games against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Do they hate the Dodgers as enough to rise up and beat them 4 or 5 times in these remaining 9 games they have against the Dodgers? Because that could end up being what the Padres need to make up the ground. Padres don't play the Giants anymore. They got 3 at the very end against the Diamondbacks. If the Diamondbacks and Giants care, like, let's see if we can take these Dodgers down, it could make the entire difference in the rest of the season.
I've been told over and over that the Giants-Dodgers is the biggest rival. So let's see what the Giants do, if they show up or not. I'll be rooting hard.
We got a Throwback Thursday clip for you from the early days of Ben and Woods, plus a Rindle report. Still to come. Final hour of Ben and Woods starts next here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. All right, thanks again to Eno Saris from The Athletic, his weekly Smart Baseball segment. Didn't get to one topic that he wrote about this week. He had the top 10 nastiest AAA starting pitchers, guys who could be called up by their teams. Jonah Tong, who's coming up for the Mets tomorrow, was, I think, number 1 on his list. Bubba Chandler just got called up by the Pirates, is on that list. I was almost surprised and relieved to see that only one former A.J. Preller prospect was on that list of the top 10 nastiest AAA pitchers in baseball right now. I was a little surprised by who it was. Robbie Snelling has had a really good minor league season in the Miami Marlins system. He has increased his stuff by quite a bit, and he's now turned himself into one of the more intriguing prospects. Of course, he was part of the Tanner Scott trade last year that the Padres rented a reliever for the stretch and the postseason run. That was true rental.
Rental.
And at the time, Robbie Snelling wasn't necessarily looking great, but he has actually turned things around this year and is having a pretty good season in the minor leagues.
I saw it was, I don't know how you say his name, Harlan Susana. Was he on there? I don't think he's
I did not see him on there. I don't know if he's had enough time in AAA necessarily.
I just watched a performance from him the other day. He
Nationals,
was in,
right?
Yeah, he was in the Soto
trade.
deal. And he was he struck out 10. He looked filthy. And I'm like, yep, all right. I mean, again, I'm not going to cry over any of that spilled milk.
But people are very excited about the prospect that the Padres got.
Yes.
In the Nestor Cortez, Brandon Lockridge trade.
Feels like a total.
Jose Quintana?
Yes. Total fleecing by A.J. Preller. I'm seeing more reviews on this guy every single day. The glove is really, really good. Can hit, is fast, like the whole thing.
But give the Brewers credit. They're going for it. They knew they didn't need Cortez. They needed some speed coming off the bench. They needed an outfielder. He scored the winning run 2 days ago on a sac fly. Brandon Lockridge is actually helping the Milwaukee Brewers with whatever magic's going on. They've got. Give Pat Murphy credit. He's created a good atmosphere. They wrote about it today, ESPN.com. I think it was it Passon? No, Jesse Rogers wrote about it. He says, "Welcome to Milwaukee Community College." And that is essentially how their clubhouse is treating. Hey, we're just a fun community college, club.
Yeah, we're JUCO.
Scrappy coming in, and they've taken the baseball world by storm this season when everyone was pretty much expecting second, third, fourth place finish by the Brewers this year. They have been with a bullet, the number 1 team in baseball now for the second half of the season, and doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, that prospect, he's playing in Low A, Lake Elsinore. It's Jorge Quintana, Benny, and a lot of good reviews about him. I got a text earlier from our pal John Conniff from Mad Friars who watched Cash Mayfield last night, said he looked really, really good. No earned runs for single A, Lake Elsinore last night as well. Has had a really good season. So they're still we're dead last in farm system right now, number 30. I'm not worried about it. I never do because I know who's at the helm. It will be replenished. Now, will it get traded again? Probably, but it will be replenished. And if you win a World Series, nobody cares.
But it does add to the pressure here of coming through down the stretch with everything that you've poured now into this season as well. You'd like to take advantage of it. You've put yourself together a pretty good roster now.
You have
for the rest of the way. I look at the lineup that the Padres put out yesterday, even without Luis Arias, and I go, this can beat anybody. Sure. And they didn't have a great game, and they still almost beat a really good Seattle Mariners team on the road. They put together some good at-bats. At the end of the game, like Gavin Sheets, another great at-bat. And we'll talk about it in the roundtable coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. When Jackson Merrill comes off the injured list, maybe this weekend, Saturday, I think he's eligible. He's doing some baseball activities. What does Mike Schilt do with his lineup? Who sits? Because I don't think you can sit Gavin Sheets right now. Are you looking at me like you're a sweet kid?
I am. You sweet kid.
Gavin Sheets goes right back to the bench.
That's my guess.
That's
my guess. Unless somebody's hurt or banged up or whatever.
The point of the exercise is no one's hurt anymore,
and everyone's healthy and ready to go.
Can you really just sit Gavin Sheets again? He's putting together some of your best at bats right now.
How do you take him out? how do you take him out?
But how do you leave
It's not like the rest of the team
Merrill out?
slugging the crap out of the ball and
Right.
can afford. Like, no, he should be. I've said it a couple times now this week. He should be in that same group right now
of
with
Manning,
the everydays.
Xander. Yep,
You're
he's in
getting it. Doesn't we don't care about lefty righty. Like you are gonna get
you
4 at bats.
You have to have him in the lineup. I really think you do. The quality of ABs too. It's not just the home run potential.
So you could sit Jackson Merrill, play him in left, and Laureano in center. You could sit Ryan O'Hearn, but you acquired him to be part of your lineup most days.
An all-star. Yep.
You could sit Luis Arise, which I know a lot of people would like to see happen more often, but I really don't see Mike Schilt, other than a day here or there like yesterday, seriously even considering sitting Luis Arise.
Yeah.
He feels like if they're going to win a World Series. And I agree, by the way. I agree with this take. If the Padres are going to win a World Series, probably requires Luis Arise in your lineup hitting like 400 like he can do.
No doubt.
It's not him sitting on the bench coming in for an
appearance.
iffy pinch hitting appearance like he did yesterday. That's not the best way to use Luis Arise necessarily. So he wants to get him going. He wants him to be Luis Arise because that's the best way that the Padres win a World Series is Luis Arise being the Luis Arise that he was in the past. Is he still in there? I don't know. We haven't really seen it this year. It's been all season.
I mean,
and
look,
he's just not the same guy this year.
The best lineup that you could put out there would probably have O'Hearn, and this is offense and defense, would have O'Hearn at first, Crony at second, Xander at short, Manny at third, Fermin behind the dish,
Laureano in left,
Merrill
in center.
Merrill in center, and Tatis in right, and that is the odd man out is Gavin Sheets, unfortunately. But I don't know how you
Luis
do it.
Arise.
Or Luis Arise. No, I didn't even put Arise. And your DH is
Well,
Gavin
your
Sheets.
DH
Sorry.
is one of the two.
Yeah, your
Or
DH
Sheets
is
or Arise.
Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets.
And I'll acknowledge what Mike Schilt said. Luis Arise has played good defense, especially the second half of the season. Is it better than Ryan O'Hearn? Metrically,
no.
Ryan O'Hearn's a very good defender at first base.
But what about the internal metrics that we don't
I don't know.
privy
I don't
to?
know. I know that the internal and external metrics say that Ryan O'Hearn is taller than Luis Arise.
That is true.
Which is usually helpful for a
better target.
If the Padres' internal metrics say that Luis Arise is taller than Ryan O'Hearn,
yeah,
I think they've got something wrong with their internal metrics.
It's like
You might think I'm nuts.
It's like the college kid that they're like the basketball player, and they're like, he's checking in at 6'1". You're like, that dude's 5'8". I don't know what you're talking about.
There's just nothing you can change about that. If a throw goes high, they try not to, but if a throw goes high, Ryan O'Hearn's going to have a better chance of pulling it down than Luis Arise does.
Very true. Very, very true. I've seen some really short kids that could pick it like nobody's business. And I always tell them, you're not playing first. I need you here, but buddy, you're 3 feet tall. Your buddies are 4.5 feet right now. Like you're 3 feet tall. There's nothing we can do about it.
Smaller target over there.
Smaller target.
I think ultimately, and we'll see what the other guys have to say in the roundtable, the correct answer is some sort of, rotating system.
Hybrid.
Where everybody plays 80% of the time and everyone sits out 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Against, specific matchups. You're going to have to go deep into the numbers like, hey, this guy has struggled against this particular
guy, right.
Let's give him this day off. And tomorrow, this guy has struggled in the past against this pitcher. Let's give him this day off and really play some kind of intricate matchups as you're trying to decide who your best lineups are on a given everyday basis of which left-handers you're going to have in there every single day, because you can't play them all, even against righties. You really can't play them all.
Here's what Adam you had like a kind of a Dr. Evil to here's what we'll do. We will rotate the players. We'll call it a platoon. Yeah,
it's not really. They're all lefties.
They're all lefties.
It's not really a platoon.
It's not a true platoon.
I'm only
we'll
talking
call it
about the lefties.
Substitution. We'll call it a rest day. Yeah. At this point, again, we always say it, a good problem to have, certainly, but it's an issue because you throw out a lineup without Gavin Sheets in it, who's swinging it well, putting together great ABs, and you lose, and everyone goes.
But when you get to the postseason, rarely do managers they go with set 10 guy or 9 guys, in your lineup. You don't then decide,
really
all right, 5-game
match.
series, you've got each one day off to stay nice and fresh. Everyone's going, you can't take me out in the playoffs. You're going to have to make a decision at some point as to what your 9-man lineup is, because I don't think Mike Schilt changes it. I think the lineup you see, and maybe a little lefty-righty, a little bit, but the lineup against a righty is probably going to be the same in the playoffs every single day.
We'll call it load management. Somebody had asked me earlier, they said, why did he stack the lineup with righties against Brian Wu yesterday, giving Luis Ariz a day off, Laureano into the 2 as a righty?
Just Iglesias in there.
And Iglesias. So I looked at the splits against Brian Wu, and I went, all right, makes sense to me because left-handed hitters, Ben, hit 208 off of Brian Wu. Right-handed hitters hit 206.
He gave up. He gave up 2,000th of a percentage point in platoon matchups there.
I thought we were trying to win on the margins here.
Idiots.
You know, what happened to not giving it away? This is all tongue-in-cheek, everyone, just so you know. But, yeah, very interesting conversations to be had. And there's something in the roundtable I want you to bring up that Eno said. We ran out of time. He wants chaos. And in order to have chaos, you have to have a manager who is comfortable with chaos. Is Mike Schilt a manager who's comfortable with chaos? AJ Hinch, Kevin Cash, the more chaotic, the better. And honestly, Dave Roberts, to an extent, Ben, I think is more comfortable with chaos than Mike Schilt, you know? And so that would be, we are now going to be asking our manager to step outside of his comfort zone. Is that the best way to go and win a World Series? It might be, because what did Major say? When you stop ripening, you die. Like you start rotting. You start rotting, and you don't grow. Now may be the time to start exploring. Like, let's get chaotic. Let's get weird. Let the chips fall where they may.
If you're going to experiment, I'd rather do it now.
I would too. I would too. But the chaos theory that you're going to ask, by self-admit it, an old school manager to go be like, hey, I need you to go conduct this chaotic symphony, even though you've never really done it. Are you comfortable with that? That would be like saying to Xander, hey, I need you in left field tonight. I know it's weird. I know it's chaotic. I have my reasons. Can you go play left at the big league level? And he's like, I'm your shortstop. So are you going to ask Mike Schilt to compose something
Dodgers
he's not
have done this for years.
Correct, but they have experience doing it.
It's almost they get away with it. Moving Mookie around as they have done has not been good for Mookie Betts.
Well, he's playing great now.
Right now, but
and he's an elite shortstop now.
He's had a bad season, though.
No, he has not. He's better. Go look at his numbers now.
He's having a good second half.
He's way better.
He was terrible in the first half.
His defense,
and a lot of people think it was because of the position change.
Well, he also had like diarrhea and lost 20 pounds the day before the season started. But this is such a good point by Legend Gurley in the chat. If Schilt asks his team to be elite adjusters, he should also be an elite adjuster.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know Legend Girl. It's the first time I've ever seen her in the chat. That's a really salient and brilliant point. But yeah, man, to ask somebody to now be a tactician in a different way, is that the smartest thing to do? We'll see. We'll see. But I'm all about it, man. I think it's probably the best chance that you have of winning.
You brought up Kevin Cash, manager of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yes.
And I'd been thinking about him this week because he took a ton of grief for years for pulling Blake Snell out of that World Series game.
I absolutely skewered him the next day. I skewered him.
Yeah.
We all did.
He lost his sense of Snell.
Yeah. Yes. Remember that? He lost his sense of Snell.
It broke me on that one.
That's where that came from.
That was really good. But in hindsight, now, of course, they lost that game.
Right.
We'd love to do it differently, whatever. As we approach Dylan Cease in this postseason, you feel like we're heading toward potentially a Kevin Cash-esque moment. Dylan Cease dominating for four innings in a postseason game. Will Mike Schilt get skewered for taking him out of a game when we all now feel like that's probably the right thing to do? And the Tampa Bay Rays felt like, and we got to know Blake Snell enough over the last couple of years, he was probably right.
I think after seeing Blake Snell pitch here,
the process, it didn't work out, but the process that they used was
right.
Probably right.
Yeah, man.
After all these years, I'm coming around to the fact that it didn't work out for them, but the process was good.
I know.
To take out Blake Snell, and the process will likely be good to take out Dylan Cease if he throws 3 or 4 good innings. You just go, we're not risking anymore, just as the Tampa Bay Rays tried to do against the Dodgers.
Can you, as the skipper, defend that based on the year that he's had? I think the answer is unequivocally
and
yes.
I'm sure the Rays could have as well with Blake Snell.
I know. It just
didn't end, didn't stop the critics from coming to eat Kevin Cash alive. After that game.
Losing a World Series game because you pulled your starter and had the right process that you had already known, this is the process I'm going to stick with. And as it has turned out over time, it was the right process. The result wasn't right. It's like a hitter. My process is good. My results are terrible, but I have to stay with my process. I can't now open up. I can't now close up and hit like Giancarlo Stanton. I have to trust my process and know that the hits will come. If Mike Schilt can sleep at night saying, no, that was exactly what we got. We got exactly what we needed from Dylan Cease. I can live with that because I've watched Dylan Cease pitch this year.
And just to bring this around to the third issue facing the Padres, Xander Bogaerts turned his season around because he went with process over results.
Correct.
He said, you know what? I'm not going to tinker anymore. The balls aren't falling in, but if I keep doing this, it's the right thing. Luis Arraez, I'm not sure is doing the right process.
I don't think his process
I don't know that his process is correct.
Taking almost like 2 strikes and AB heaters down the middle.
His talent is unquestioned.
Somebody made the point yesterday, and I love this. I wanted to bring it up today. If you are to be considered an elite hitter, shouldn't you also be an elite knower of the zone? If you're an elite hitter, really elite hitters know I'm not offering at that pitch because Juan Soto is an elite hitter because he didn't, and it drove people here crazy that he did not swing at that ball on the outer third away that he knew he couldn't
There's
do
some
damage
outliers
with.
like Vlad Guerrero Sr., could hit anything,
could
anywhere,
hit anything,
with
anywhere
power,
with
so
pop,
just
right?
Ichiro.
But really, if you are a elite hitter, shouldn't you have an elite knowledge of the zone? And that stuck with me all day yesterday as I thought about, and again, if you're getting knocks on those, fine. It's fine.
Which he does. Which Arraez does sometimes. He has some of the most amazing hits on balls that are 3 feet off the plate.
Not as many as he used to. So the process, sticking to that process of swinging at pitches at your ankles or pitches way up and away and lightly flying them to left field is just not the right process, I don't think.
KG in the chat says, guys, this is a lot of sports talk. I tune in for goofy games and pop culture reports. Thank you.
You got it.
You're right.
Thanks for bringing us back.
We apologize, KG. We'll come back.
You know what? Then I'm going to just real quick. It's a throwback Thursday. I'm going to bless the audience with a little bit of Breaking Ben. It wasn't even this week, but because we just talked about it,
Is this Snell?
It's still one of my favorite Breaking Bens in the history of this show.
As Justin Turner tested positive and probably spread it to Kevin Cash, who lost his sense of smell. It was COVID. Broke myself. Sense of smell.
Read that somebody's tweet, and it killed him.
So got 2 more hours to go.
I am so jealous that I didn't think of that.
Look at this guy.
Look at him.
Sense of smell.
I've never seen this.
I'm sorry. That is every time I read.
Holy hell!
Let him go. It's like the first one.
There's
This
one
was
of
the drool.
Yeah,
This is when the drool came. He's like,
you'll hear it. You'll hear it here. You can hear him. He's like choking.
Oh my god, dude! You don't think it's as sweet as I do? His sense of smell.
This is the greatest radio we've ever done. Really that break right there, I think, will live in infamy.
And it has.
Oh, man. No, I don't think that's funny. So good. Nothing's changed.
Speaking of Throwback Thursday,
God.
Paulie's got a clip from the early days of Ben and Woods and then around the report when we come back on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But first,
Trust and Will.
Trust and Will.
Woodsy and I love to tell you about Trust and Will. It's such great peace of mind knowing we've taken care of our estate planning documents when we hadn't. For first 49 years of our lives, we had just gone merrily along that if something had happened to us,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck, fam. We have done nothing to prepare you for what happens next. But you can, without the hassle of going to a lawyer's office, without much expense at all, and without much time at all, you can prepare legal, binding estate documents, a will or a trust to take care of your family after you're gone.
And they make it so easy to do so. Look, everything's online these days, so they're no different, and totally legit, above board. It's phenomenal. Get a trust, as Dominic says, every day. Keep your fam out of probate court. Very expensive, very, very difficult to navigate. But go to trustandwill.com, fill it all out. They'll guide you along, hold your hand through the process, and then when you check out, use the code FAN, F-A-N, and you'll get 20% off.
You can get detailed if you want. You can keep it real simple, but it's easy. It's no harder than an online survey,
That's
essentially. Right. You're just answering some questions, then they put it all together for you, mail it out to you, and then you put it in your safe or a filing cabinet somewhere and forget about it until you hopefully don't need it for a long time, but you have it, and you have that peace of mind by going to trustandwill.com, using code FAN at checkout to get 20% off at trustandwill.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
We got a round table coming up at 10 o'clock, a fifth bonus hour of Ben Woods and Paul. We'll head over to the sound space, be joined by Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, and Braden Suprenant, and we'll talk some more Padres baseball from 10 to 11, commercial-free, presented by San Diego Roundtable Pizza. It really is pizza royalty. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Nativa Interiors. This Labor Day weekend, 2 iconic design companies are joining forces for a warehouse sale. Join Nativa Interiors and Hold It Contemporary Home in Miramar for huge discounts on living, dining, bedroom, and outdoor furnishings. Call or text for more details at 619-215-6893.
Did you see this? Orthodox Evans in the chat said he's listening to the show while he's hanging drywall in a 2-bedroom apartment. By the way, you guys, I know you get a kick out of that stuff. I don't know why he didn't come to us for any drywalling tips or advice.
I hung drywall one time.
You did?
You did?
You've done it?
Oh, yeah. It's very heavy.
Why do they call it hanging drywall?
Yeah, how do you hang it?
You start at the top and you just drops.
I don't know.
You have the framing, right?
The framing is done.
I think
The
framing of the wood.
Well, you've done it.
And then you tack it
That was a long
onto
time
the
ago.
wood, or how does it even attach? I don't know.
It's got
Hammer and
hooks. That's why
nail.
they call it hanging. No, joking. He looked at me like, really?
Oh,
that makes sense.
Like Christmas ornaments.
All right, get it up. Oh, you missed one hole. No, I have no idea.
Your roof just clicks right in?
Yeah, it clicks right in like magnet tiles. Do you screw it or
I don't
you
know.
nail it?
Glue
Screws.
it?
Hold it up with
It's
one
screw-
hand
screw
while
it
you
in.
hold
Yeah.
it up with one hand while you put screws in it. I think I could do that. I'd like to try.
Well, if Orthodox can arrange for that, we will.
Screws. I should tell my wife, let me redo the bathroom.
Because
Let's see how long it takes.
real men like that start work at 4 a.m. So you could literally, on your way in, go try to hang a drywall.
Is sheetrocking the same thing as drywall? Somebody said sheetrocking
I
is
don't think
tough
so.
work. Is it not?
Doesn't sound like it.
Ben, I'm dying. How does it even attach? And 3 guys that have nary done a hard day's labor. I've done a little bit, and it was for 2 weeks.
I've done none at all.
Literally,
Oh,
and I mowed the grass and stuff. Sheetrock.
How do you
is
know where the studs are? I've never, other than having a stud, because a
Stud
handy will come
finder.
over, he can just knock on the. And
Have you never done that?
Figures it
I
out.
know
can't
how
hear
to
the
figure it out.
echo, and
I know how to find a
I
stud,
can't
but I
figure it
can't
out.
knock on it and do it. You can do it.
You can find it
With the stud finder.
No,
with
without
the
a
stud
stud
finder.
finder.
Yeah, of course. Paul, you can listen and do it. Paulie's the guy that opens the safe by
right.
listening to the clicks.
Click, 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 click,
Yeah.
No, I remember being able to kind of identify. You're all right, I think it's right here. And then, in college, one of my buddies had a stud finder, and we were like, all right,
Oh, it's
let's
like a
see
fun game.
Let's see who's closest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In woods. Yeah. To see who can get closest.
You come home after pint night or
Huh.
something. And all
Now,
that.
do you want, when you're hanging pictures, you don't want them in the studs, or you do want them in the studs? I've never totally understood.
You want to drill into the stud.
Yeah, you want to.
To hang,
can't
if
ever
you're
get it out.
hanging some art or something,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
wanna-
want it into the
you
the
don't want
drywall
it into the drywall.
because then there's no reinforcement.
That's why you find a stud to hang it into
You
the.
do want the stud.
You do want the stud.
Okay.
You don't want to avoid the stud if you're going to be hanging something, art or something like that. All of your art that you have.
All right, Paulie's kind of carrying us the rest of the way. First with a Throwback Thursday clip, and then we got the Round the Report in our final segment. But let's get to what you have pulled back from the Ben and Woods archives.
Man, this was crazy. This was today, 7 years ago today.
August 28th, 2018.
Yeah, which would have been just 5 months in. And I've always said when I think about our show, I think 6 months in is kind of when things started to click for us. But really, about a year in is when we're like, you know what? We got something good going here. And then we've just grown ever since. But this was about 5 months in. And it was just one of those things where in traditional sports radio formats that at least Ben and I had been doing before Ben and Woods started, this would be something that you just completely ignore. You don't even draw attention to it. Of course, that's not how we do things. Woods heard a stomach noise from the old our station's program director Joe back at the time, and Woods lost his ever-loving mind.
He's really no worse than many of the other players on that team. You just singled him out as kind of the poster boy for the Padres' lack of success.
I ask you, is it irrational? Is it irrational? What was that, by the way?
That was my body. I'm sorry. I didn't burp.
Paul, can you?
I need to eat.
Paul,
I'm
I'm gonna need that. I need that.
I need to eat.
I need that forever. No, I completely lost my train of thought as Joe's
Carlos is Suave.
As Joe's
You're
guts.
right.
I knew it was a
As Joe's
Suave.
guts
Gurgled to the
Sorry.
top. Oh, I just
You
died.
can tell.
Yeah, Joe is old school sports.
Oh,
As
yeah.
old school as it gets, and you can tell he was very uncomfortable with the stop down. Ben probably a little bit to that
At
point.
that time, yes.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Like, no, let's keep plowing through with our assessment of
He was
Carlos
more comfortable
Suave.
than Ben
Joe was?
with us do off the rails laughter and
Was he?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
tough
yeah.
for me back then.
That was
So
totally
do we
fine
like
with it. Yes, one more time.
You jerks.
This is the greatest. This is the greatest.
That was the
moment
best
of show
moment
for the first
history.
6 months. Yeah, amazing.
It also was the start of Paulie's ability to quickly
Yes.
pull something, turn it around, and make it funny.
So good. I liked drywall.
Still
talk.
don't understand how his.
I don't
I've
either.
had a couple of noises,
Yeah, you've had a
but not.
But it
not
sounded deep
that
below.
deep. That
Yeah,
was such a
like,
deep, like a frog or
Yeah.
like a croak.
I like this drywall talk, though. We're getting a lot of people weighing in on drywall. Be a fun project for us to do. Build something. Ben and Woods build something. We should do a contest where we build something and
Like
let the
shop
tier,
class.
let the tier ones judge who does it best. Imagine building a birdhouse, right? Like imagine how bad the birdhouses would actually be.
I haven't built anything in a while, but I have been assembling a lot of
Correct.
new furniture, and that makes you feel when you're like somebody like us with our experience.
Yeah.
You feel accomplished when you put together. I followed these instructions and put together this end table.
Yeah, Christmas was pretty big for me. I put several of the kids' toys
Yes,
together.
yeah.
It was
Yeah, we'll start with assembly, then on to construction. Then we can rebuild engines, and then we just get on to like oil drilling.
we go out
Well, roughnecks out
strike oil
out on the ocean.
How
on
about a fishing
platform.
boat? Right.
I was
How about
texting with my
fishermen?
cousin
Deadliest
yesterday.
catch
Deadliest
with
catch
Ben
with
and
Ben and
Woods.
My cousin up in Washington, he was at the game yesterday. You know, little S talking. I'm like, you don't even watch baseball. Stop. And but he's an electrician, and I always thought that like he
I
like
hate shocks.
he
I don't
struggled
wanna
in
be
high
shocked.
school. He did not go to college, but he learned this trade, and he had an apprenticeship, and now he runs his own electrician company, and he's making bank up in Washington. And that's always one where I'm like, man, he would have stories like, yeah, got commissioned by the airport, like they had some electric issues, and I was there at 3 a.m. and we got it all figured out. And I'm like, that's where some good money is right there.
Well, it's also like the scariest job on the planet. Like being an electrician would be really, really scary. I don't like to be shocked.
Oh, I
all
hate
to not know what is
to
about
not
to
know what's
happen.
coming.
I hate even a static shock, like from the carpet.
Oh yeah,
A live wire,
Touching the thing,
terrifying.
forget it.
Absolutely terrifying.
I got nothing. I got no business doing. That's why I'll keep those guys in business. I will call you
Yes.
every time. I will never try to do it myself. Rewire something, never. I saw a guy on Instagram. Oh, I got to rewire the bathroom. I'm like, rewire? There's no chance I would even attempt it. I bet there's some horror stories out there. I don't know about grounding and all. Like I'd wear it every day. It would be terrifying.
If it weren't for, handymen, I'd just throw my house away after like 4 years.
Just get a new
Just have to get a new one.
No question. No question. All right. We running late?
Yeah, we got to take a timeout. Paulie's got some Rindle Report headlines for us coming up next. That's the final segment of Bennett Woods. Right after this on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Back tomorrow at 5:10 against the Minnesota Twins, who I think, what are they, traded like 10 players out of their lineup and pitching rotation and bullpen at the trade deadline, but they still have some good, dangerous players. That Matt Wallner hit a 3-run home run yesterday, has been one of the more dangerous batters in baseball here in the second half of the season. So have to keep an eye on the Minnesota Twins. Nothing's going to be handed to your San Diego Padres down the stretch. We'll have more on the matchup against the Twins, the weekend series coming up on the program tomorrow. All of our baseball talk on 97.3 The Fan, presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. It's 1 week from today that the first game of the NFL season will take place, with the Philadelphia Eagles playing. Who are they playing in that? The Dallas Cowboys, right? Yeah, in the season opener on Thursday Night Football 1 week from tonight.
Drama going on with the Dallas Cowboys.
There is. We haven't talked about it much.
We haven't at all.
You have a
really
visceral, like, you don't want to be like every other sports talk show, which means you can never talk about the Cowboys because they always talk about the Cowboys. So you like actively avoid any Cowboys talk.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you've heard the name Micah Parsons mentioned on our show once until I just said it.
No.
But Jerry Jones is
comedy.
Entertainingly hilarious
we're
as
here,
an owner.
Right? If we were in Dallas, that's all
Spanking himself.
we would do. That's all we would do is talk about it for 4 hours a day, every single day. They have that new Netflix thing that is running right now. It's like a look back, but it's also a look. Is it current? Like the current
I don't know.
things that are currently happening. It's
think
not
it's a
just a
mix.
nostalgia thing. But I'm interested to see that. That was a fun time living in Texas during that time. That was a blast. Certainly no shortage of stuff to talk
I
about.
know. I think the Cowboys are one of 32 NFL teams.
Bro, literally,
the Chargers are one of 32 NFL teams.
They haven't done a flipping
There's no
thing
reason,
in years.
There's no reason the Cowboys should have any outsized attention.
No.
They have a larger fan base for sure. But here in San Diego, yeah, there's some Cowboys fans here. There are some Chargers fans still here.
Yep.
There's Raiders fans here. There are 49ers fans here. There are Rams fans here. There are Chiefs fans here. There are Steelers fans here. There are Packers fans here.
Every team. There are Jaguars fans here.
There are Giants fans
There
here.
are Panthers
there are Jets
fans
here.
here. Yes.
There are Titans fans here.
He's just going all the way across.
Who are we supposed to talk about?
All
I don't
of
know.
them. All of them, apparently.
So we
but-
don't really, unless something really interesting happens, we just kind of let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it more, obviously, as the season gets started.
I'm excited for the season to start. I get excited every year for the NFL season to start. It's fun. I like watching NFL.
I like the Rhino Report. Paulie's got a limited amount of time.
Since when? Yeah, sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
Get to it right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive through oil change. Still pretty wet on our roads, guys. Yeah, the county's still getting hit with some rain in various parts, so you definitely want to take it into consideration. Got to have those headlights on so you're more visible to other drivers. Just a couple things to mention here. One of them is a collision on the Washington Street on-ramp to southbound 163. Also, northbound 805, just past Bonita, 3-vehicle accident over the right shoulder. Looks like that may be in the clearing stage. And watch out for what looks like a dining room chair in the right lane on south on 5 Coastline, right before Palomar Airport Road. Before you hit the beach, the mountains, or even the 5 this Labor Day weekend, be road trip ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Stay in your car while they change your oil and check your tires, battery, and fluids. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul. All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
All
Happy
right.
Thursday, gentlemen.
A for all right.
A for all right. Let's start. Have a little football real quick here. I just saw this story yesterday, actually. In the NFL, there's been a lot of talk this week about Travis. Big week for Travis.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not talking about Travis Kelce. No. Finally, we're talking about another Travis. We were talking about Travis Hunter, who has also had a lot of people talking about him recently through college, into the draft, and now through training camp as we are 7 days away from the start of the NFL season, as you mentioned. Now, this is interesting. Travis Hunter, he's had a lot of cameras in his face, a lot of people watching his every move, and yet somehow has still been able to surprise people with some things in his personal life. He got drafted, he got married like very shortly after, and everyone's like, oh, okay. Of course, everybody had some thoughts on that. And last night, him and his wife, Leanna De La Fuente, they announced the birth of their baby boy.
Did not know that they were having a child.
A lot of
Congratulations.
people did not know that. And I think, you know what? I think when you have that high of a profile, if you can keep something like that under wraps, good on you if that's how you choose to do it.
I'm really stoked to watch that unfold. You were just talking about the NFL storylines. How
That's
much?
one.
Like
Absolutely.
that's absolutely one. How is he going to be able to do this? And
yeah,
many people that have done it at the highest level said, "Bro, this ain't college. Like this is not college."
I
This
just
is
wanted to
different."
congratulate Travis Hunter and his wife on the birth of their baby, because would it surprise you to know that the internet had a lot of opinions and thoughts on, oh my God, bro, your
Such
career
as-
just started. What are you thinking?
Such as. Oh, yeah.
Such as that. Such as
it's not going to last.
Hey, man, like you're tied to that girl for another 18 years now. Well, they're married.
Yeah, they're married.
So he's at least, they both have tied themselves to each other for a long time. Everybody had opinions, and I'm like, man, just say Congratulations.
St. Glowfish says, is he playing two-way in the NFL? Yes, he is, right?
That's the plan.
To start.
The amount is still kind of in question, what the Jags are going to do. It seems like he's going to play more on defense and
really good.
some on offense. He
Absolutely
wants to
a
play.
storyline, though.
He wants to be an every down player on both sides of the ball. I don't see that happening on the NFL level, but
enjoy your
we'll see.
1-year career, 2-year career. I mean, it really is crazy to think about at that level, even attempting that, but it'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely. So congratulations to them. Yeah, they put out a video, just said "Dear Son" on their YouTube channel, and that was the announcement.
Excellent.
And it was really cool. She they found out in late March that they were pregnant, but she documented a month prior to that, back in February, she said she had a dream that she had a baby boy, and she wrote in her notes app, and it's documented on the video I watched. It's only a couple minutes. Her notes app said February 28th, 2/28 dream, and it was like, you were a baby boy, you had curly hair, and then a month later they found out she was pregnant with a baby boy.
Nice.
Thought that was
It is a lot. I mean, new parents, learning offense, learning defense. It's a lot going on in his life right now.
100%.
No doubt.
All right, finally, I thought we could maybe get a little bit zen here for this last story. I saw this. There is a researcher at the University of Bristol over in the UK, Dr. Natalie. She has created a song.
What's her first name or last name?
Dr. Natalie.
Dr. Natalie
H
Natalie.
something.
Okay. Dr. Natalie.
H like Haktua.
Okay. H like Haktua. H as in Haktua.
Yeah. And so she has created a song that she believes makes chocolate taste better when listening to it.
Okay.
She has reviewed 60 years of scientific research on multi-sensory integration and composed music around, quote, sonic qualities proven to affect flavor like pitch, tempo, and harmony. This song is called Sweetest Melody. It's 64 seconds long, which is, they say, the amount of time for chocolate to melt in your mouth.
Not in your hand.
Now, did you guys all
look,
you
you
got your homework?
Yeah.
I got you a
Thin
little
candy
little
shell.
milk chocolate M&M.
All right, ready? Start the song.
I don't
Ready?
usually eat these, so
All right.
Yeah.
We're very healthy here.
Are you sucking on it or are you gonna bite?
I gotta let it melt.
Okay. The fuck on it.
Definitely candy shell first.
Dylan Thief. Fucked on M&M's.
I'm very skeptical here.
Does it taste better?
It's pretty good. It's an M&M.
Actually,
It's a beautiful song.
a little more chocolatey than usual.
Can I bite it finally, please?
It's supposed to
I
take
bit
a
it.
kind of milk.
No, I bit
It's
it.
like-
Caved. Okay, it's so good. Bam. It's the best M&M I've ever had.
It really is, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't usually. I'm not an M&M person.
Well, I
but-
don't savor them one by one.
Right, you just-
Ever.
You know what? I'm gonna say she nailed it. That's
Man,
pretty good.
That's a really tasty M&M.
Can you send me that clip? Because I'm going to need that anytime I eat chocolate.
That's
now, just
really-
in case.
Carlos says you can get the same effect listening to Creed.
Can we get songs for other foods? Like Woods needs a banana pudding song.
Yes,
and,
of course.
You know,
That's Lou Bega. It's great for that, I've heard. Mambo number 5.
What song makes pulled pork taste good?
Let's see. Pulled pork. Leonard Skinner. Sweet Home Alabama. I mean, it just slides right down the gullet. You're good to go.
I don't think anything's going to make kale taste better.
No,
but, I mean,
no. Throwing it away makes it taste better every single time. Man, that's a really good M&M.
I think it worked.
I think it did too. Dr. Natalie, who decides that that's her field of study? That's wild. Sensory, what's it called?
What was that?
What's the field again?
It was multi-sensory integration.
I'm a big fan of multi-sensory. I like that. I like all the feelings.
Oh yeah,
all 5 of
You
your
hate-
senses at once.
you hate all
No,
of
I
them.
want one sense at a time. Don't overwhelm my senses.
All right. Well, we're about to with the
We're
round
about
table.
to experience the scent of pizza as we walk over for our roundtable. Do not go away. We'll talk Padres baseball commercial free for the next hour. Coming up next, Tripoli and Woods. This show starts tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.